Hi, Solo here from the Man United Agenda. I'm here to give you my score prediction for Manchester United versus Southampton. Going to the game against Southampton, it's not going to be an easy game. We've got to make sure we don't give Will Prowse any sort of set pieces from, say, 25 yards out. He could punish us, so we've got to be very careful and mindful of it. But going to the game, I'm going to be very confident of a Manchester United victory. And the reason I think we will win today and we will win comfortable is because of the last performance in the Premier League game against Liverpool. So I'm going to be predicting Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. Let's get this Premier League up and running again, guys. Let's get back to securing this top 4 spot.
The score will be 6-0 to United versus Southampton. 6-0.
What's going on, guys? Nick here from Real Reds Talk. My prediction for the Southampton game is 2-0. Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford to get on the score sheet. We haven't lost to Southampton since 2016. In the last 5 games, we've won 3 and drew 2, scoring 15 and conceding 4. So usually it's a routine win, and that's what I'm going to go for, especially at Old Trafford. So up the Reds, let's have it.
What's happening, Paddock? Sam from Real Reds Talk here. Just giving my score prediction for today's games, Manchester United versus Southampton. I think 2-1. Garnacho's coming off the bench to score 1. Rashford's getting his customary goal. I think James Ward-Prowse scores a free kick because he's 1 away from Beckham's record and it's United, so obviously he's going to have to score 1. So yeah, 2-1 United. Up the fucking Reds.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and I'm joined today, by one of the best.
Wow.
The BBC's very own Joe McGrath.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, how are you?
I'm very good. It's great to see you.
It's nice to see you.
It's a lovely Sunday, a crisp day outside.
Do you know what? It is crisp, but it's a little bit warmer, isn't it?
It is a bit warmer.
And there's a bit of heat in the air, and we're here to hopefully see Manchester United heat it up as well a little bit more versus Southampton today.
Burn Southampton.
Bouncing back after that debacle last weekend.
Yeah.
Lovely win in midweek. Nice to see Liverpool lose yesterday, but we'll get into that a bit more. a bit later on.
I don't like that. I think it makes the defeat to Liverpool even worse. The fact that Liverpool got... Because they're shit and we got beat 7-0 to them.
Yeah, but
if they just battered Bournemouth, you think, we were just part of this like weird sort of burst of form from Liverpool. They got beat to Bournemouth, who were bottom of the table.
Yeah, but that's the whole fun of it. I don't love that obviously that we've been beaten by a shit team. But I do like that Liverpool's top 4 chances have been hurt once again. We've got the team news, Manchester United versus Southampton here. Let me go through that in just a second. Wow, would you look at that? David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Shaw. Then an interesting front 6 that we've had a lot of deliberation in this office. A lot of back and forth as to who's going to be where, how this is all going to lay up. And this is our best guess, right? So we've got Fernandes and Casemiro as a sort of holding pair. Because there's no Fred, no Sabitzer, no McTominay, the one that you would obviously assume is next to Casemiro. Then we've gone with Weghorst in the 10. We've gone with Anthony on the right, Sancho on the left, Rashford up front. Get your thoughts in the comments whether you think, we might see a sort of Weghorst up front, Sancho in the 10, Rashford on the left scenario. Whether we might see a sort of midfield 3, maybe, of Weghorst, Casemiro and Fernandes. I think, to me, it's either going to be that or it's going to be Sancho in the 10, Rashford on the left-hand side, and Weghorst up front.
It's
interesting. I think they're your main 2 options.
The only thing that's sort of making me question the way we've gone it is the midfield. Like on our bench, you can see Fred and McTominay. Now, I know that it wasn't like a world-class game from them midweek, but they could probably do the job of being next to Casemiro and then push Bruno up, and then one of the attacking lineup make way. But I think the manager loves Weghorst and he loves his work rate, he loves his attitude, and that's why maybe we've got our team right, and that's Weghorst there in that little number 10 spot. It's interesting if it works. The thing is with Ten Hag, unlike other managers in the past, we probably could criticise them. Yeah. Whereas I can't say anything. Ten Hag knows what he's doing, and
you've got to remember as well. Look, like we've got no strikers on the bench. Martial's still not back. He was doing like personal sort of by himself training on I was looking at the other day, the 22nd of February, which is, let me just Google, how long ago was the 22nd Feb? The 22nd of February was 18 days ago. So he's been back in training for 18 days. Like not all of it with the team. I think that's only been a week or two. but he's been back training for Manchester United for 18 days, and he's still not ready to play.
I've got an exclusive.
What?
I heard from a reliable source that Martial was actually playing football in Head Over Heels, which is a kids' playground, with his little one, not just by himself. So do you know someone bumped into him.
What?
So basically, someone who's actually been on this watch-along takes their kid to this Head Over Heels, which is like a wacky warehouse, I guess. There's a football section. Martial was there.
Where?
Playing football.
Playing football where?
Last week.
Last
He
week?
can play against the kids. Why can't he play for us? He said to the guy, he said, "I'll be back soon."
Did he?
Yeah. But do you know what?
Is that actually true?
It's actually true.
No, that's mad, innit? Because do you know when Paul Pogba got told off for dancing at a wedding when he was injured?
Yes.
And everyone was like, well, yeah, you can dance, but don't mean you can play football. He's literally playing football.
He is playing football. But
you don't mean you're match ready for Man United, does it?
No, it's against 4-year-olds. But I don't know what's happening there. This can't obviously please the manager, who needs as many attacking options as he can.
Yeah.
I wonder what the team would look like with a fully fit Martial as well. Does it change much? Does Martial come straight in?
Do you know what? I'm not certain that he does.
No.
I'm not certain he comes in over Vegas.
No. Vegas has made his case for being not a great striker, but a great team player, and that's what and why he is starting for United today. And if the team has changed, then it's sort of changed around him weirdly, isn't it? Yeah. The attacking lineup has changed a bit. I think that Rashford, Ante, and Sancho could be an incredible attacking three. And if Rashford is given what he needs, the space, the passes, the opportunity, I think he'll take it. And I think we can hopefully might see a couple of goals for Rashford today.
Yes. We've got a very special guest on the show as well today. Someone that's going to be being our sort of stat magician, the stat rat, as I'm going to call him. Someone that's going to give us updates from around the grounds, someone that's going to give us those juicy little tidbits from Manchester United and across the footballing spectrum.
He's the gossip guru.
He's the stat rat. Ethan James, producer Ethan, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, mate?
Yes, I'm doing very well.
You feeling good?
Joe. Yes, I'm going to enjoy my position as stat rat, as you're calling me today.
Love it.
I'm going to bring you all the juiciest stats.
We have a stat now.
Give us a stat.
Did you know that Manchester United are unbeaten in their last 14 matches against Southampton?
Well done, stat rat. Give that man a block of cheese.
Yeah.
Give that rat some cheese. Anyway,
it's going to be fun today then.
It's going to be really fun. The stat rat is going to be doing his job manfully.
It feels right, and I don't want to jinx anything here. In practice, he's jinxing it. It feels like a 3-0. It feels like a great day in the office.
Well, we'll get to that.
I know we won't predictions later on, but I just feel like something's in the air. A bounce back is needed. Old Trafford will be buzzing.
Yes.
A good day in Manchester as well. Nice weather. A comeback is happening here.
Speaking of comebacks, or necessary comebacks, Man United's women are currently, who are in second, are playing Chelsea, who are in first, with 3 points behind them. I don't know if that's an as it stands table. It is an as it stands table. They're on level points with them. Currently 1-0 down, so they'll need a comeback there. We'll keep up to date with that because I know we don't often cover the women's games as often, but when they're literally second in the league and they're playing first, I think that's worth keeping abreast of. And they're currently, they will be. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Right, let's go through this team again because there's a couple of things I want to point out. Wan-Bissaka in over Dalot.
Needed to happen. It was only a matter of time. It was brilliant in the second half, even going back to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. He was absolutely class. Delow's been decent. I like Delow. I think he's a good player. Again, these players have got great attitude. That's what Ten Hag's worked really well with. He's managed to turn a lot of these players into really open and praying that Manchester United win, and you can see it in Delow. But unfortunately, I just think his quality is a little bit.
There's a lot of love for the stat rat in the comments.
Stat rat! Give us another stat.
Why have we never had a stat rat before? Because I love rats and I love stats. And yet, we've never had one before. Are you loving?
You're in charge.
I know, but are you loving your role as the stat rat so far, Ethan? Have you
yeah.
made any attempts to find a second stat?
Well, I could give you one.
I'd love it. Give me some stats.
Stat rat.
Did you know the last time Manchester United beat Southampton at Old Trafford in 2021, it was the joint highest ever Premier League win, 9-0 winners.
The last time Man United beat Southampton at Old Trafford, 9-0. Interestingly,
can you name any of the who scored? Rashford must have scored.
Do you know what?
Should we do a game?
Martial scored 2, I think.
Did he? Martial, Rashford. It's a good
Do you know
game.
what?
This
I don't have much memory of that game. I did.
was
the
it a
Watchalong.
lockdown game? What was it? 20? Yeah, it was a lockdown
2021.
game. We're all probably pissed.
Yeah, Martial did get 2. I remember that. Rashford got 1. Wan-Bissaka got 1. Bednarek scored no goal. Cavani scored 1. Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty, and Dan James scored the 9th to wrap it up. Interestingly enough, speaking of 9-0s, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. Imagine, right, you've played a team home and away in the league. The aggregate score is 9-1, and you've both taken 3 points from it. That seems impossible, doesn't it? How is that possible?
It is a bit mad to say, but I just think the false dawns that Liverpool are having, we can laugh at them. There was the false dawn at the start of this season. Well, one of the biggest false dawns was the Community Shield against City. When they beat City, Haaland didn't score. You thought, oh, this is the season planned out.
Yeah.
And then they crumbled. Then I think they beat the Bournemouth was their false dawn at the start of the season.
There's a lot of this is the real Liverpool. This is us for the rest of the season. And then obviously they could still go on to get top 4. They could go on to get top 3. But that game against United is looking like maybe it could have been a bit of a false dawn as well, isn't it?
It was a massive false dawn.
Yeah.
But other teams stepping up, Tottenham stepping up. We obviously, I've got Newcastle playing later today, so the top 4 race is tight. It's tight.
We should have a Premier League table at some point, and we'll go through that a little bit later on.
The Stat Rat has to introduce that, though.
The Stat Rat will be bringing us that Premier League table in a little bit, and we'll go through that because there's been a lot of things going on, and over the last couple of weeks, because of how many cups we've been in, we're kind of being left behind in games played.
Yeah.
Teams around us who have played 2 more games than us, teams around us that have played a game less than us somehow. How have Newcastle played a game less than Man United in the league when I suppose they were in the League Cup final, but we've been playing Europa League, FA Cup, and League Cup, and somehow they've got more games in than us,
isn't it?
We only had 1 game postponed, didn't we, because of the Queen? But everyone did.
I thought we caught up now.
Yeah.
Oh, have we? No, we had 2 games postponed.
Oh, did we? Maybe that's what it was.
Because remember they couldn't police the Leeds against United one.
Oh, that was it. Oh, that's a really good point. I forgot about the Leeds game. Yeah, that's a good point.
So here's that Stat Rat. Really good point.
Here's the Premier League table. Unfortunately, we don't have the games played on there. But I'll take you through that. Do we have a version with the games played on? We do, don't we?
Nah, Stat Rat's lost his.
We don't. Okay. So we've got a full screen version that does. Could we ever go at that before kickoff? Right, thank you. So here's the Premier League table as it stands, which is quite crucial. The only reason I insist on that is because some teams have played 3 more games than others, and it's quite hard to remember it if you ain't got it in front of you. So obviously Arsenal top of the league, played 26 points, 26 games, 63 points. Then it's City played 27, 61 points, obviously 12 points ahead of United, but we've played 2 less games than them. Right?
2.
Unfortunately, we've also got a 36 less goal difference than City.
It's incredible. That 7-0 also just didn't help our goal difference, which was not good at all.
It was already bad. Our goal difference is worse than Brentford's. It's
Is
worse
it?
than Fulham's. Oh no, it's not worse than Fulham's. It's 2 better than Fulham's, but only just. It's worse than Brighton. It's worse than Newcastle. And it's obviously worse than City, Arsenal, Tottenham and Liverpool. So there you can see United on 49 points, but we played 2 less games than City, 1 less game than Arsenal. Then below us, and this is the I mean, potentially worrying, but also potentially quite comforting. We're a point ahead of Tottenham, as you can see, there. But we've played 2 less games than them. So we could extend that to 7 points.
That'd be incredible if we can do that. That little cushion.
We're also 7 points ahead of Liverpool, and we've played 1 less game than them. So that could be 10 points. And then you're looking at Newcastle, who weirdly have played 3 less games than Tottenham and are only 7 points behind them. So if they win them, not that they win very often at the minute, but if they did, they could be back in the top 4 as well. So it's all over the place. And those games played, I want to ask you this because I'm never sure which way to go on this, and let me know at home as well. Would you rather be 4 points clear of the team behind you, but with 2 less games played, or let's say 5 points clear, but with 2 games less played? Yeah, or same games played, level points.
It depends, doesn't it? Do you want to be the chaser or the chasee? The chasee. Because if you like the pressure of knowing that you've got to win 2 games to get above the team who's in front of you, then you can use that, and a lot of players use that as a bit of hunger and a bit of fuel to the fire, and then you can go and say, listen, we need to win this. But there's also an element of you, if you are the team who's played all the games, just sitting back and letting the others come chase you.
Yeah.
And I think I'd prefer to be the chasee. No,
the one ahead.
Chaser. Sorry.
Would you?
I'd prefer to be the one with the game still to play for. Rile up the crowd and rile up the fans and go and
See, obviously, if it's 2 games, it's a bit different. But if you actually think about it, so Tottenham, City, who are obviously second in the league, they're currently averaging 2.25 points per game, right? So yes, they might be. Let's say they've got 3 games in hand, but they're only 7 points behind. Statistically speaking, they won't get 3 wins from those 3 games because their average is 2.2. So I think once it goes above the... Do you know what I mean? It's a bit tricky. No, they didn't. And I never like United's position now, as much as it's good that, we're a point ahead of Tottenham with 2 more games played, it worries me because you then have to win those games. It makes those games even harder because you're almost counting them in your head already, but they haven't been played yet. So you kind of have to sort of factor that in, and I think it makes it sort of a mental challenge for the team when they're playing that. Well, yeah, we could go 9 points clear, but to do that, we have to have a higher points per game average than we've had all season. Do you know what I mean? It's a tricky one, isn't it?
I guess what another question is, if you were, and this might be hard to imagine, if you were an Olympic athlete, and you were doing, say, gymnasts, on a pole somewhere,
do you
know the spinny one?
Yeah, the spinny one.
Would you rather go first or last? Do you want to set the bar high, maybe physically? Or do you want to be the one who knows that they've got to then go and get the score, like, say, a 9.8?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the StatRat didn't come up with anything on this, but what I will say is, in penalty shootouts, according to Prozone data, the team who wins the coin toss and goes first wins the penalty shootout 75% of the team.
Wow.
Although, actually, there's another stat here. So that's from Prozone. From ibmathresources.com, not IBS. But then there's another one from SQAF that's concluded that the first penalty taker wins 60%. So it's anywhere between 60 and 75%. So you've
got more of a look in it on coin toss.
But still, it's a massive advantage. I've got a bit of a phlegm. Oh. But that's a massive advantage, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going first. And I think that's the same thing about having games in hand. It's that same pressure. Once you've seen the other team do it.
Yeah. You've got to then step up and do it.
Because, like, now, Arsenal have got a game in hand on City. But that doesn't mean they've won. That doesn't mean they've got those 3 points. I feel like it's that sort of hand, bird, bush type scenario, isn't it?
What is the hand, bird, bush?
1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Is that true, StatRat?
A bird in the hand, is worth 2 in the bush.
Yes, that is a real phrase. My book of phrases says here.
You got a book of phrases?
I actually found something.
What?
I found a statistic, and I can't find it now. I've heard this in the past, that actually a bird in the hand is worth like 2.2 in the bush. The idea of having it is better than the sort of fictional bird that you could get at any, if you were to grab that one in the bush. But yeah.
Interesting. Can we turn the heat down a little bit?
Are you too hot?
Is it warm?
I think you might be quite hot, but yeah, can we turn the heat down a little bit,
it's warm,
please?
Isn't it?
JXTXM. What an incredible lineup. Can we get the lineup back on, please?
Incredible. Does he not mean the lineup here?
I don't know if he means us or if he means Man United's lineup, but either way, let's show him both.
Yeah.
So we've got me, we've got Joe McGrath, and we've got StatRat in the corner. Ethan James.
Would you have a pet rat?
I'd like a pet rat. I'd want to get rid of the tail, though, because the tail freaks me out.
Can't get rid of the tail.
I know, but people cut dogs' ears off.
Yeah, well, you don't cut a rat's tail off.
I wouldn't. I'm just saying it makes me a bit
the one they always fall over, isn't that what helps them with balance?
Maybe, yeah.
I think they'd always be collapsing.
Oh.
Sad, isn't it?
A little flat
Keep
rat.
it on then. There's the lineup.
Yeah, let's go through it again. David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Shaw. We've got Fernandes, Casemiro, Weghorst and Sancho, Anthony and Rashford as the front three. A very strong lineup, that, I think. I think that's a nice
one of our strongest, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Going into these games now, we've got a lot to play.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned before, all the cups are still there to be won. The Premier League looks a little bit out of reach now, but you've still got an FA Cup next week, which you can progress to Wembley. Europa League, you got sort of that tie sort of in the bag, you'd say, unless anything dramatic happens.
Yep.
So then you're into the next round there, the quarters, and then you're a couple of games away from a final there. So we need to make sure that not only do we play our best team, but we keep certain elements of the best team fit. And Ten Hag has done that quite well with his substitutions. You often see Rashford maybe taking a little step back after a certain amount of minutes. I think he'll try and kill the game off pretty quickly today, and therefore have the ability to rest the likes of Casemiro, maybe Bruno, Rashford as well. And there's a play on that, on the substitutes that I'd love to see get a little bit more time, and that's Pelistri. I think he was brilliant in that spell that he had against Real Betis, albeit only 10 minutes, 15 minutes. A nice half an hour run out, I think, could be a real positive for him. He looks like he's got flair, and he looks like he's got not just quality but good attitude, and also as well, I think him and Garnacho coming through sort of at the same time is a really nice bit of healthy competition.
Yeah,
Garnacho comes on and shows up what he can do. Well, Pelistri then has got to go, right, well, I've got to take my opportunities now.
Yeah.
Because if Garnacho can do it, I've got to step up. So I think we could be really in for a nice, and I think Ten Hag knows that. I think for the rest of this season, when we need more attacking options, we see them two really, really blossom.
Yeah.
In that, just because obviously they've got it in them, but also that little healthy competition of, well, if you do this, I can do this, and then they can sort of grow together as an attacking pair, because there will be times where, you may have a Europa League semi-final, and then you might have a Wembley trip in the FA Cup, and then you've got a big clash in the Premier League, and it's going to be intense at the end of the season. A bit longer as well, isn't it, because of the World Cup, so it's going to go on into late May. So there's going to be times where we need to make sure every single player on that substitutes bench you could turn to and go, well, he can do a job, he can do a job, he can do a job.
I think he's doing a good job of that in Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Of bringing players in and giving them the right amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Because Garnacho's got I think he's had some poorer games, but you'd expect that. But the mentality around him, the feeling around him is very promising, very exciting. Even Pelistri, who barely played for months and months and months, has now come into the team, and there's an exciting air around him because of what he did against Betis, and he's brought him in at the right times to allow these players' confidence to grow. And I think it's an underrated job, that, because people always say there's games where people go, oh, just throw any of the kids in. They've got to be better than McTominay, or they've got to be better than Fred, or they've got to be better than Anthony, or whatever people say. But there's a way to sort of bring the confidence and the game time of a young player in. It's absolutely so important to the rest of their career. Like, look at someone like, I think Elanga's a decent example, where last season there were points in his career where he was really highly regarded. He talked really highly. First few games I thought he looked excellent. Then he had a bit of a rough patch, but he kept playing because Rashford was so out of form.
Yeah.
Then he scored that goal against Atletico, another sort of spike. And I don't think he scored since.
No.
But I think if he'd have been able to have been played in a different way, for maybe he shouldn't have been played all those games by Ralph Rangnick, or whether Rashford was slightly fitter and we had those options, I feel like he could still be being talked about. Maybe the quality isn't there for him, but I think he could still have at least had some confidence and the ability to change a game when he came on. Whereas now it almost feels like he's lost that. And I think a lot of it's down to being overplayed. Whereas you look at these two, Pelistri and Garnacho, I think they've been managed in such a good way. And I think someone like Ahmad as well, who's on loan at Sunderland, he'll be looking at that thinking, next season, I'm not going to be starting every week, but it's a good squad to come into, because I know I'll be brought through the right way. I think he's doing a brilliant job of that, actually.
Yeah, I think he's got also an eye on in the defence from last year. Going through, I think he would want Ten Hag a nice new young centre back that he can also maybe bring through as well. Now, if we have to go out and buy someone who's sort of coming through the ranks in another team, or there's someone in the under-21s that is making their name as a really solid centre back, then I think that might be a little project for him as well, because you can use the experience of Varane and Martinez to then create a new great player. When was the last time we actually had a centre back? I mean, it must be ages ago. Actually came through the ranks.
I was thinking about this the other week.
Because obviously in the different positions you can look at and go, well, he's come through and he's come through and he's come through.
Yeah.
We've always seemed to go out and purchase our centre-backs.
I'm not sure.
Was Wes Brown? I mean, I know
he
was,
played, but then I think he had his best season at right back.
Yeah, he did. He had his best season at right back.
I think and also he's a player who was excellent, but I think, I don't know whether it's a talent thing, but certainly injuries got in the way of him being like a sort of top class player.
Where do the centre-backs come from?
What do you mean?
Like, is it like where do they come from?
Part of the world, do you mean?
Yeah, as in like who's? Well, I meant that in a funny way. I didn't actually mean where do they come from.
Where
like
do they arise from?
Because like who does start? It's like City don't do it.
No.
Obviously, Joe Gomez did he come through the ranks? At
He did,
Liverpool?
but he's not very good.
Shit. So
Johnny Evans, people are talking. But
Yeah,
when's the last
Johnny
time
Evans,
United
that's
had a
a-
world-class centre-back come through the academy?
That's true. Has to go way back, maybe.
When 60s?
Johnny Evans.
70s?
Johnny Evans is not a bad shot, actually.
I was talking to my dad about this the other day. The United have had amazing fullbacks come through the academy. You know, Gary Neville and people like that. And obviously brilliant central midfielders. Paul Scholes, one of the best I've ever seen. You've had wingers with
Beckham
Giggs
and
Beckham. You've had, pretty much every position on the pitch. Goalkeeper is one that it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
Centre back has been a very long time. People saying PK, but we got him from Barcelona, and then he went back to Barcelona. So I think it's
true.
Obviously he came through the academy, but he
yeah.
hadn't been there long when he came through. And since maybe Mark Hughes, striker, we've not had a sort of, obviously there's the Mason Green was the sort of elephant in the room with that, but he hasn't become a world class player.
No, he's not.
Since maybe Mark Hughes, when did Mark Hughes come through the academy? 1985. We've not had like a top level striker.
I wonder what happened.
People saying Johnny Evans, but again he was very good. But I don't think people saying Rashford. I should have listed him as a winger.
Yeah.
With Giggs, with Beckham, Rashford, but he's not a number 9, is
No.
he? In the history of Man United, we've not had many centre backs who were sort of world class.
No. Goalkeepers.
Not many goalkeepers or many strikers. And yet every other position we've had world class, immense talents come through.
That's a great point. I wonder what if a United. An all-time United 11 from the ones that have come through the ranks would be brilliant, but would be very poor at the back.
Yeah,
and Johnny Evans is not a bad shout at, but he was a good. He's all right, Johnny Evans. How do you regard him? He's all stuck.
I think he's a very good player. Duncan Edwards is obviously a question mark in all of that, but I think he sort of played everywhere, didn't he? He played left half. But then he would play in central midfield, he'd play centre-back, he'd play full-back. I think he'd play him up front like he was just such a well-rounded, immense player. Yeah. And obviously never got to see his full potential because of the Munich air disaster. But it is pretty mad. Yeah, people saying, where's Brown? And I think he's a very good player. But I think his injuries and the fact that, unfortunately for him, he had Rio Ferdinand and then Nemanja Vidic kind of in the way meant that he could never reach his full potential, I don't think, as a player. But anyway, just a little thought I had It's been a while.
Do you agree with that stat, Rat?
What was that, Joe? Sorry.
Okay, lovely stuff. Thank you to StatRat. We'll be coming back to him for more insight.
Is it going to be like minutes. During the game? Do you know when Peter Walton has a little chat about the refereeing decisions?
Yeah.
Should we use Ethan for that?
Yeah, we're going to get him on VAR, on stats.
Would you have given that Ethan?
And he'll go, yes, and then they'll overturn it and he'll go, no. He's the opposite of Peter Walton. He disagrees with the refs no matter what. Yeah. So they'll give it, no way is that a penalty? And then they'll overturn it and they'll give it and he'll go, yeah, it definitely was. Or whatever the opposite. Anyway, whatever. Hazardboy says, nothing like a sloppy Joe's talking United. Strictly speaking, I suppose that is happening, isn't it? But he's not Ethan. He's not producer Ethan today. It's StatRat.
StatRat.
Someone says, is StatRat a United fan? StatRat?
I'm not a United fan, but that's even better for more neutral stats and no bias to decide.
What's your favourite thing? What is a neutral stat, sorry?
A neutral stat means, Joe, it's not influenced by bias. So that means all the stats are accurate.
Have you got a stat for us now, StatRat? You've had about 10 minutes, 15 minutes since the last one, so I'd have thought you'd have got one.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, I can tell.
I think this is going to be the best one. So far we've had, the last time Southampton played at Old Trafford, they lost 9-0. What was the other stat? What was your first stat, Mr.
It was that United are unbeaten in 14 matches against Southampton.
14 matches against Southampton. And the third rat is going to be stat what?
The stat is going to be, Joe, and you know what? I think you're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
The stat is that. Here's a lovely one. I love this stat. The reverse fixture saw United run out 1-0 winners back in August as Bruno Fernandes made the score sheet.
Wow.
I don't think that's a stat. Is it just
It is a stat. It is a stat.
I suppose technically it is a stat, but it's not really bringing much to the equation.
Do you want one about the opposition? Would you
I'd love that. And I'm going to do the opposition lineup in a second, so that will parlay us perfectly into that.
lovely transition. Well, new Southampton manager Ruben Sellers, who is in charge at the minute, went from caretaker to full-time now.
Oh, yeah.
He's in charge till the end of the season. He's won 2 and lost 2 matches so far. His 2 wins were, do you remember at Stamford Bridge? And you got a 1-0 win there.
Yeah.
Shocked Graham Potter's men. And then he beat Leicester City the other day, where Brendan Rodgers was saying, God, if we play like that every week, we'll win and we'll be fine. But Ruben Sellers said, no, we'll take a 1-0 win.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much, StatRat.
Thank you to StatRat for that update. Get yourself a piece of cheese. We're going to go through Southampton's lineup.
I thought that's mice.
Well, rat and mouse is the same, innit?
Yeah, probably.
Innit?
It sounds about right.
They both fall into the same traps, don't they? Essentially.
Like physically or mentally.
Physically. Rats are quite smart, aren't they?
They are very smart.
No, they're not. They're fucking rats. They're
I thought
thick as
they're
oak.
just smart, aren't they?
No, but we've talked about this before, but I hate it when people say animals are dead smart. A rat isn't that smart.
Yeah, but for their potential, that is smart.
For the size of the brain.
For the size of the brain, you've got to give it to them.
What you got to give to them? Bit
No.
of scrambled egg.
No.
Every animal loves scrambled egg, by the way.
Yeah, but also honey.
What?
Honey.
Why are you saying that like that? And what are you on about?
Animals love honey.
Oh, do they? Tasty though, isn't it?
They say. Do you know what? Honey is, I think, a bit underrated. Honey.
Underrated.
And you wonder, I get the cheaper honey.
There's just the clear
80p,
stuff.
yeah. It's no different to the more expensive stuff, is it?
Do you not think?
It's the same bees, isn't it?
Would you like any honey stats?
Yeah, we've got one.
Yeah, of course. So did you know a honey bee worker only makes an average of 1.5 of a teaspoon in her lifetime? Only 1 ounce of honey would fuel a bee's flight around the world.
Wow.
There's more. A pound.
That's the problem these days, isn't it? All these bees, instead of getting a proper job, they just want to go travelling.
Yeah.
Take a little teaspoon of honey in a little knapsack, and they go off travelling when there's work here to be done. These youngsters, not like when we grew up, is it, Joe? Honeybees, they stayed where they were and they helped out with the family business. Honey. Now they all just want to go to bloody,
Mykonos.
Yeah, disgusting. Southampton's lineup, but oh my god, it's no, it's not. It's not in I thought it was in like number order, but it ain't. Bazunu, Walker Peters, Bednarek, Bella Kochap, Perot, Lavia, Ward Prowse captain.
Yeah.
Alcaraz.
Who's captain?
No, I'm saying it to you. Alcaraz, good luck escaping him. Walcott, Camaldine, and Adams.
Walcott.
Theo Walcott.
Mad, I forgot he was still playing.
Yeah, he's only like 32.
I know, yeah, he started so young. They'll come to Old Trafford.
Will they?
And we'll batter them.
Do you think they
I've
will?
never been more confident about a game of football.
Oh
I probably have.
Why are you saying that?
We are going to absolutely batter Southampton today. And
Are you not worried there's going to be a little bit of backlash after last week where it's easy, not easy, but you can turn it on in midweek against the Spanish side who haven't quite seen the effect of United versus Liverpool. They're almost coming in unawares.
They would have watched it though.
I know, but maybe they don't quite appreciate the lay of the land.
I bet it was on their sort of version of, like goals on Sunday.
Yeah.
They would have watched it.
Is it true that you, obviously because you've been on, you work for BBC Radio Manchester.
Yeah.
Is it true that you were one of the only people in the country to send an email to the Director General saying, please, put me on Match of the Day tonight, I'll go on it, I'll do anything?
Right, here's a question.
Go on.
If they said, listen, we're going to go Match of the Day,
Yeah.
good fee.
Yeah.
What does he get, like 15 grand an episode?
No, more than that. Lineker's fee, you get
50
100 grand to go on.
I'd fucking do it. Last night, would you?
Disgrace. Nah, I'd do it. Hashtag solidarity.
Yeah, what?
You do it, wouldn't you?
Grand.
You do it.
For 100?
Because you
Actually,
support
100 grand's a bit
You
much.
support the government policy.
Nope.
This game isn't on TV today, by the way. We've got Matt Large in the comments asking. This
Matt
game
Large?
is televised. Evan Duffy says, I'm not surprised at the Liverpool result with a super chat. Got themselves up for the final last Sunday and everyone forgot about their cracks. I knew that I didn't know they'd lose to Bournemouth, but you knew that they weren't just going to win 15 in a row because they've got fundamental problems in the team.
No, but you would have thought they would have gone to
poor.
Bournemouth and win.
You would obviously, you don't expect them to lose to the worst team in the country or the worst team in the league, but they've got fundamental problems where their midfield is too old. There's a lack of effort and intensity that you can't just switch on and off, or you can't sort of sustain. And I don't know, I just feel like they've got problems that we're always going to be exposed again. When James Milner's still starting for you, you're going to struggle a bit.
Are they in the FA Cup still? No, they got knocked out.
No, I think they got knocked out. Yeah, they did get knocked out, yeah.
They got nothing. They got nothing
to play for except for the Champions League.
Well, they've got a big tough game this week, haven't they, against Madrid?
Yeah, 5-2 down.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Go on.
I still think possibly they'll get top 4.
I think they might get top 4. So they're currently 6 points behind Tottenham, but they've got a game in hand. So as you can see there, 42 points, Tottenham on 48, but they've played one game less.
I wonder why we call it a game in hand.
Worth 2 in the bush. Actually, it's the opposite to that, isn't it? Because in that analogy, one in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. The one in the hand is the one you have that you've already played, whereas a game in hand is the one that you haven't got. Well, luckily, we've got a stat rat who will be looking that up for us, and he'll let us know why it's called a game in hand in just a minute. But before that, Dave Robotham says, Sloppy Joe Watchalong. Love it. It's not that. It's Jojo and Stat Rat.
Yeah, it's Jojo Stat Rat. We have got nothing to do with the Sloppy Joe's podcast, which is possibly available on all streaming platforms.
That's you plugged on. Plogs LC says, look at the Scouse fixtures. Their running is awful. They've got to play everyone. They've literally got to play everyone. After that game last week, are you still looking up, or are you looking over the shoulder?
We're looking up, mate.
Because we're 12 points, but I mean points-wise, because we're 12 points behind City, but we've got 2 games in hand.
Do you know, like, I like to go to the gym a lot.
What?
Do you know, and just one day, it's just like, you think, I can't do it today.
Yeah.
That was what it was. Unfortunately, it was like, I suppose, on the opposite side of things, you know, like I like to go to Greg's a lot.
Yeah.
One day you
get
a cold
Jim or Greg?
Jim.
As a man.
Oh, one day you just get a cold sausage roll.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, last Sunday it was freezing.
Do you know what I reckon?
It was still frozen, actually.
In terms of your gym analogy, do you know sometimes you go, I'm not going to go to the gym today, but to make up for it, I'll eat really healthy so that I feel all right. This was, I'm not going to the gym today, and I'm going to eat 8,000 calories
Shit myself.
Yeah, and poo myself on a public bus. Again. I said I wouldn't, but I did.
What number would you want to shit yourself on?
Probably the 50 from Works up to Chesterfield.
I was going to say the 90 poo.
No, awful. Someone says he goes to the gym. 3 question marks.
No, it was a joke.
Oh.
I actually have started, though, haven't we? We're on a workout.
Yeah. You're looking good on it as well. You said you weighed yourself this morning. It's the lowest you've weighed in a few months.
Yeah, I've took my before pics. Insert now.
I wish we had them so much. I wish we had your before pics.
Listen, if I actually do look better at the end of this 12-week program than me and you are doing, I'll let you put the pics up.
The before and afters?
Yeah, because obviously the afters would be great. However, if I somehow get bigger...
Imagine that. I'll just switch them around. I'll just say they were the before ones. That's rough, innit? I've taken so many before pics in my life, and I look back at them and go, God, I wish I looked like that now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're fine, though.
I'm all right. Right, get the team back up. I want to go through it again. I want to ask you about some players. So we've got De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Shaw. It's currently 18 minutes till kickoff. Then we've got Casemiro, Fernandes and Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, Weghorst. Talk to me about that front 6.
Right.
No Fred, no McTominay, no Sabitzer, who I guess is still injured as he was in midweek. You've got Bruno in deep. There was talk in the week of Ten Hag referencing Bruno's discipline. I'll get that quote for you in a second. Does that work for you? Is it very, very attacking front 6, that, isn't it?
One message. Well, one thought on Bruno's discipline.
Right.
You see Bruno on the pitch, and people can get annoyed by him, and people can get annoyed by some of the stuff he does, and he seems to be always moaning a lot. But I honestly, and I do think he can calm it down. I honestly do look at him and go, well, I'd rather that than someone like Martial who looks like he doesn't give a shit. I'd rather that attitude of him wanting to be the best on the pitch rather than someone who looks like they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And we've been a team in the past of players that don't want to be playing for United.
Yeah.
And that's why we're sort of in the mess we were come last season. Bruno can often go a bit too far with some of the stuff he does. But I'd rather that a million times over than someone who doesn't look like they want to play for the club.
Absolutely.
And that, grabbing the badge and kissing it and scoring and great goal midweek, everything about Bruno he wants to do the best for the football club he's playing for, and he's playing for Man United. And I think sometimes, it can overshadow just how good of a player he is and what an impact he's had.
I completely agree with you. I think that the stuff he's done, and just look at who he's replaced in the team.
Yeah.
Like even someone like Juan Mata, like he's never had seasons like Bruno's had at United, and he's been a great player, Juan Mata, and unfortunately his best years were at Chelsea statistically. But then you saw it was Andres Pereira came in whilst Matt was still there, but he was the one who was playing that role primarily. Even like a sort of aging Wayne Rooney that we saw in that number 10 between 2014 and 2016 or 2017 when he left. We've seen so much out of Bruno Fernandes, and I think he works in so many different styles because he's a very good finisher, his passing is excellent, he does multiple things every single game where you go, I don't think anyone else on the pitch could have done that. But it kind of goes under the radar because we expect so much of him. So when he has a poor game or when he gives the ball away, because we're so used to praising him, people feel like it's easy to criticise him.
Yeah.
But if an academy player came through and had the game that Bruno had in midweek, or the other week, I think he got a goal and assist, didn't he? People would be talking about him like he was the next big star in the world, and yet Bruno has it, and we go, yeah, fine.
Yeah, fine.
Because the expectation is so high, the levels are so high that unless he has like a hat-trick game or 2 goals, 2 assists or whatever, people go, yeah, Bruno's all right. And if he drops below that, he's wasteful, he gives the ball away, he's shocking. And I just feel like sometimes he gets such a lot of stick for a player that does so many good things. We've got a quote from Ten Hag, who was talking about him, and this is something that a lot of people have sort of tuned into with Bruno, where sometimes he's got a lot of energy, but he kind of puts it in the wrong areas at times. He said it's talking about his exuberance, which ended up with him getting booked for a tackle on Claudio Bravo against Betis.
That was a bit of a bad tackle.
It was a bad tackle.
It could have been worse.
I think a yellow card was fair. Yeah. Ten Hag said, it's his strength and his passion, but you are right, sometimes he has to control it. He has to bring it, it's his strength, and we know when it's too much because it becomes a weakness. That's true. He knows that, and there are always small margins. He also said, I haven't got the quote in front of me, I can't find it, but about how that's something that the Ten Hag talks to him about. That's something that they've been through, this idea that you need to sort of focus and harness your energy. But I think he's a brilliant player.
But it's also like we've seen someone who can, who gives themselves to the job so much that their energy, their enthusiasm is just sort of, can be too much sometimes. Like, for example, we're working with one now, the Stat Rat.
Yeah.
Oh man, he can be 2-footing people left, right, and centre in the office.
He's very aggressive.
He's very aggressive, shouts a lot.
Stat Rat, do you have the etymology of the term a game in hand?
Well, what it means, Joe.
I know what it means. Where does it come from?
It comes from, I believe.
No, not I believe.
No,
we need to know.
No.
You're a stat rat. You're not a
believe.
You're not a philosopher. You're not a guess mess. You're a stat rat. Where does the term a game in hand come from?
Oh, new stat alert, stat alert,
okay.
just in now. You're not going to believe this one. Do you want the stat?
Of course.
It's your job.
Well, this stat is that Southampton have 4 players in their squad today with double barrel names and 2 players called Armstrong.
Thank you. That's true.
Not remotely what we wanted, is it? That's unbelievable. How have you not got that? How have you not managed to find that for us?
Well, I've had a search through, and it just reiterates that what a game in hand is rather than its origins.
Right.
Its origins.
It means it's in stock, in the palm of your hand. In poker, it means you're going to win because you've got the winning cards in your hand. So it's a game in hand, as in you've still got this game to play. So it's a card term that took me 15 seconds to find.
Do you want to switch positions?
I think Ethan maybe should come sit here. And also, he's banned from being the stat rat for 2 minutes. You're on the naughty step. Because that was easy to find and you couldn't find it. And what was that about Armstrong?
There's 2 Armstrongs in the Southampton squad today, and there's 4 players with double barrel names.
Oh, I said that one again. Would you ever have a double-barreled name?
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Joe Smith, eh? What would the second bit be?
I'd change them both.
What?
I'd probably change it to I don't know, after 8s. Do you know what I mean? Joe
after 8.
After -8s. Or something
Smith.
cool like that. Cornflake.
Cornflakes.
Yeah. Interesting. Right. Let's look at some of the other games going on today, because I think they're pretty crucial. Obviously, City won yesterday, late goal from Haaland with penalty. Which, do you know what? I don't mind that they won, because I want that some pressure to stay on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because if City had lost that and Arsenal had won today, they've probably won the league, which I think they still will do. But today we've got all kicking off at 2:00, and then we've got a 4:30 later. But Fulham Arsenal, which we will be keeping you abreast of. We've got Manchester United versus Southampton, obviously, and West Ham Villa. Fulham Arsenal, obviously a bit of a London derby, but that is at Craven Cottage. Fulham, who are currently 8th in the table. What do you make of that? What do you make of that game and the chances of Fulham getting something there? Get your thoughts in the comments.
The thing with Arsenal is you watch Arsenal, and I think they've been a great team this year, which is unfortunate to say, because they were sort of one of my first rivals growing up as a United fan was Arsenal in those sort of peak early noughties years.
Good one, it.
And we both sort of drifted off at the same sort of time when Wenger and Fergie sort of parted ways from the club. I think they're playing great football and they've got a really good team, quality players in there. The sort of footballing gods have been looking down on them though, and I mean that literally. I do believe that something is sort of just meant to happen. Arsenal winning these last minute games, if it's against thingy last week or Villa, and it's like wow, someone wants them to win this, and it's it. And
do you think that person is God?
I think it's like the footballing gods. It was very much like when Leicester won the league. I felt like that was destiny for them.
I just think it's the former chairman of the FA, Richard Scudamore. I think he's got his dirty little fingers in there.
Scudamore?
Yeah. You remember Scudamore, don't you?
Yeah, Scudamore was an interesting chap. Didn't he love sort of... Was it clay pigeon shooting?
Where have you got that from?
Is that right?
I'll get on to that, so I don't have the X.
I can't find any reference of that anywhere.
Yeah, it did. You loved it.
Interesting. People's Dill Senior says this guy looks hungover. Your thoughts?
I am a little bit hungover, but everyone's got to enjoy your Saturday night, haven't they?
Where were you?
Went to a gig at the Albert Hall.
Nice.
Got a little bit messy. There's a band called The Lathams. Me and my mum snuck into the VIP bit. Don't know how we did it. We just sort of went, oh, can we go through here? And they went, yeah. So we had, get this, at a gig, service. Like a waiter was there in the VIP bit, so you could watch the gig.
How did you get in the VIP bit?
We just walked through with confidence.
No, that's not true.
I swear on life.
You didn't have a ticket for the VIP bit?
Nope. You needed a purple wristband, but I said, Mum, just pull your sleeve down like this. And let's just crack on with confidence. And they just walked in. Swear on my life. But a great gig. So I'm a bit hungover, yeah. But you know what? There's nothing can cheer a hangover like a 3-0 Manchester United win. Ooh, so juicy.
A juicy little United win.
And this is what's going to happen today, Joe.
8 minutes till kick-off.
Thank the Lord.
8 minutes till kick-off. Get your score predictions in the comments. Also, there's 3,500 people watching this, and we've got 300 likes. Hit the like button. If we get to 1,000 likes, Man United are going to win the game. Guaranteed.
The stat rat will do
stat rat will work his magic
of the stats.
So get your score prediction and your scorers in the comments. What's the score going to be and who's getting the goals? And I'll run through them. And if you're correct,
me first.
Ethan will give you £500 each.
Yes, PayPal.
Go on, Joe McGrath.
Right, here's what's going to happen. Man United,
they're
going to come out the blocks.
Yeah.
They're going to batter Southampton. The game's going to be done and dusted by the first half. We're going to win 3-0. I think Rashford's going to score. Mm-hmm. I think Bruno's going to score.
Yep.
And let's just say Varane.
Interesting. Bit of a left field choice there. Maybe from a corner?
Possibly. Or a free kick.
Varane's going to score a free kick. What, direct? In a sort of Ward-Prowse-esque final kind of quarter of his career.
I see it being like 2-0. We're 2-0 up. And then we get a free kick in a dangerous area.
Yeah.
Varane goes up to one of the lads and goes, I've always wanted to do this. Come on.
What have you always wanted to do?
Do you know what? In terms of football, I've always wanted to be inside the box for a corner.
How have you never done that? That's one of the most achievable things ever. You didn't even say for
a professional game. Not just by myself.
Oh, right.
Stood there in the park like a fucking loser. I mean, right? Do you know when it gets a bit argy-bargy?
Yeah, a bit of argy-bargy.
I'd love to do it. I'd be doing all sorts.
What would you be doing? You'd be pinching bums and all that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I've got a mean flick.
Have you? I don't think that's going to be enough, is it? When you've got people like.
I bet if
squeezing
me
your
and you
bollocks
stood
and
up
that.
now and we pretended we were going for a corner, I'd hurt you, but with a flick.
No, you probably could actually. Where would you flick me? In the eyeball.
Nipple.
Yeah, fair enough. We've got some score predictions. Lockstock says 2-0. Mark Wither says 2-0. Harshit says 3-1.
There's the table.
I don't. Sorry, is that you walking around an IKEA? There's the table.
Sorry.
Homeware section.
I forget other people can't see what we're seeing now. So
that's one of the most bizarre things you've ever said. That. Say it again.
There's the table. Oh, there's the table.
Right, there you go. Chris Watson says, we'll lose 1-0 because we changed our tops at half-time. Interesting.
What?
Dana says 3.5-0.
Wait, is that a reference to like Fergie days? Didn't we switch
Yes, I think it was against Southampton where at half-time you did change your jerseys because apparently Sir Alex Ferguson argued that the team couldn't see each other.
What was the final score in that game?
I want to say 3-1
No,
Manchester
you can't
United,
just
but
guess.
I will look that up.
I think we lost 1-0.
Do you think?
I think so.
No, sorry, 3-1 Southampton's what I meant.
Right.
So we just made no impact. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. Anonymous says, how are you guys watching the game when it isn't on TV? Great question.
We're
We're in a box at Old Trafford.
Yes.
We always do this on the non-televised games. We take this wall, which is just a piece of paper.
It's green screen, isn't it?
Green screen. We take the green screen to Old Trafford. We're sat in a box and we are doing things the right way. It was 1-0, wasn't it?
Couple
Lewis?
of pies.
Stat rat. What was the score? 3-1. Was the score 3-1? Yes, thank you. Stat rat is absolutely all over
So
the place.
hang on a minute, I got it right actually. So up the stats.
Up the rat.
Oof.
Fantastic.
Can you say up the rat?
I think so. I think we probably should. Give me your score prediction for the Arsenal-Fulham game as well.
Great Q. I think one of these games Arsenal are going to fall.
I struggle to see how Arsenal can keep winning every game by the skin of their teeth.
I wonder if
you can't win 15 games in a row by the skin of your teeth. They've won 4 in a row, or 3 out of the last 4 have been close games.
Yes.
You can't just do that for now until the end of the season.
I think today might be the one.
I'd love that.
I think Fulham are going to beat them 1-0. But then I worry then because they bring a bit of momentum into our FA Cup clash. Bazunu.
This is Southampton's lineup. Bazunu, Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Bella, Kochap, Perot, Lavia, Ward-Prowse, Alcaraz, Walcott, Camaldine and Adams. And some sad news, actually, that we should mention, and I think a lot of United fans will have seen this, and United are wearing black armbands today. After the death of Ian Sterling, who was a massive sort of fixture in this sort of United fan base, his work for and with Must, the United Supporters Trust, was massive. He's a friend of the channel. He's been on before. I think you've spoken to him before, haven't you?
Yeah,
Jeff,
he was a gentleman who would always come on. So when you do work in United, you need certain people like Ian to sort of speak about what's
and represent
the fans. There's a lot of it, even as much as a couple of weeks back when the potential new owners put their bids forward. Ian was there to talk about the pros and cons of all of them on the radio show that I do. So
yeah,
he was a gentleman. He was to the point. He knew what he wanted to say. There was no ifs or maybes with him. He was a real good guy.
Yeah, and Must have released a statement. I'm just going to read through that because I think they sort of sum things up quite nicely, and they get the a point of what he meant to so many people. They've said, everyone at Must is heartbroken at the news Ian Sterling, our much-loved friend and colleague, has passed away. Ian was a truly great man, warm, compassionate, generous and funny. As his closest friends and family will confirm, no one enjoyed a joke more than Ian, and there are few in our fan base who have inspired such widespread affection and respect. For many years, he's been at the heart of championing fans' interest. He served as our independent supporting liaison officer, directly helping countless fans in their dealings with the club and other football authorities. But his reach went far beyond that. He also served as our representative on the fans' forum, making the supporters' case firmly and consistently. His stature with the club was such that in latter years he was asked to join the fans' advisory board, where he spoke truth to power, representing the fans and our football club at the highest levels. It's really impossible to think of another United supporter who has done so much for his fellow fans. The tributes to Ian have been flooding in from all over the world. We really can't imagine our organisation without him, but through the tears and emotion of today, we are determined to continue his work and create a truly fitting legacy. Away from football, Ian was a devoted husband and father, and we send our love to his wife Lynn, his daughter Lucy, and his many friends in Salford and Manchester and all around the world. A massive part of the Man United fan base who's done so much for United fans and for this sort of connection between United and the fan base over the last many years. So yeah, really sad time, and just a horrible thing to learn, really. Obviously last night I think the news came out, so yeah, United will be wearing black armbands today, but you know, to Ian Sterling, who, like I said, unfortunately passed away, rest in peace, of course.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, like you said, the legacy will live on with most, but also in this game now, black armbands and what it just shows you they don't do that for anyone, really.
Yeah, it's really good to see.
This guys have got a team slightly differently to ours in the way they've structured it.
Yeah,
they're still saying that Weghorst will be a number 10 rather than not a striker, rather than our prediction of a number 10. That'll be interesting to see who got it right.
Yeah,
I think we're all just taking a guess at the minute because
it's a bit of an interesting lineup. We'll go through the lineup one last time then before kick-off. If we bring that up on the screen, we've got David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Shaw. Then we've got Casemiro, Fernandes and Sancho. This is the way we've got it. I think the thing we're seeing here is showing Weghorst as the number 10, but we've got Sancho as the 10, Rashford on the left, Antony on the right and Weghorst up front. So we'll see. I think there might be some fluidity in that. Ethan, is Ten Hag a fan of fluidity with his formations?
Excellent question, Joe. He loves
Statrat, sorry, not Ethan.
He absolutely loves fluidity in his play. He likes things called minimum width, Joe. So when his players are wide, they're at a certain point in the pitch and they can interchange, and he loves that kind of interchanging up front, which confuses opposition defenders and helps make lots of chances.
Very good. See,
Statrat. Can you practice that?
Statrat knows his stuff when it comes to
Is he a fan of fluids?
Fluids as in things such as water?
Yeah. Things in a liquid state, yeah.
Absolutely, because he doesn't want it to be too rigid, otherwise you can't create chances, and that's what you need in football, Joe. You must score goals.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Statrat.
Mohammed says, I think Manchester United won. The game hasn't started yet, so we'll see. But I'd like to say that at the end of the game, of course.
Yeah.
People saying that we've kicked off. We're slightly behind because there's a filter on the glass that we watch the game through at Old Trafford, which just puts a slight delay on it.
This is unfortunate, isn't it?
It is slightly unfortunate. But yeah, interesting that the game's not on TV in Britain. But yeah, weird that, innit?
It's bad, isn't it?
It is a bit.
The football TV things is something that I think will be addressed soon as more and more stuff like VPNs and that all come out. The Premier League will see that they're not making much money. They could be making more money, if they just show more games of football.
I agree with that. The VPN thing is big. Because if you remember 5 or 6 years ago, they would never have put video highlights of a game on the internet before the game had ended. Whereas now you see Sky Sports tweeting videos of goals just moments after they've gone in.
It's crazy.
So I think that's a big change. And I think eventually, probably in the next 5 or 6 years, you'll be able to buy a package where you can stream pretty much any game in that's got a camera at it, which makes some sense.
If we were, say, watching this on TV, which we're not because at the game, there was an advert then that the TV company superimposed onto the football pitch. Did you see that?
Yeah, they do that a lot in American sports.
Did they?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Right, we kicked off.
Yeah, the game has kicked off.
Oh!
What?
Ball to the head. Have you ever been winded?
Oh, yeah, of course. Horrible, isn't it? You don't get winded much in adult life, though, do you?
No, you don't. I miss it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's one of the most terrifying things on earth, actually, I think, being winded. Do you know when you're truly winded and you're like...
Yeah, truly winded.
And you just cannot get it together, can you? Going back to De Gea there. First kick out there. It's a very good kick, actually. Long to Weghorst on the halfway line. Nice accurate kick from De Gea, which you'll be happy about because he had a bit of a stinker, didn't he?
Yeah, he let himself down a little bit midweek. Especially if you try and bounce back from a big defeat like 7-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, I think he needs a good game today. A clean sheet is coming, tell you.
I hope so.
Clean sheet. How often do you clean your sheets?
Once every sort of 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Right. Ethan doesn't clean his sheets. Oh, Statrat doesn't clean his sheets. Do you, Statrat?
I do actually, and I've got some reports here that actually suggest that Joe Smith might not be fully telling the truth because he has once reported before that he's once not cleaned his sheets in 10 months.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the old Joe. That was before I moved in with my girlfriend.
Got a girlfriend?
Yeah, but the reason I didn't clean my sheets for 10 months is because I was spending between 3 and 7 nights a week at my girlfriend's house. So I was probably only sleeping them once or twice a week for those 10 months. Still gross, but not quite as bad.
No excuse, I don't
Probably only slept in them. I still probably slept in them 50 times. 100
Right,
times.
here we go.
Crikey. Anyway, we've kicked off. Go on, Bruno. Yeah, so far we've got... It's hard to see, isn't it? Because, first of all, it's a bit scratchy. Secondly, it looks like it is Bruno sitting a bit deeper with Casemiro, Anthony, Anthony on the right, Rashford on the left. And so far, it's Weghorst up top with Sancho in the number 10 role, which is interesting. Different to what Stuart Gardner said, who was the sort of MUTV presenter and obviously closely linked to the club. He suggested that it would be
You think
Weghorst
you get it
in the
right?
number 10. Yeah.
Go on.
Bit of a strange bounce
Nice.
there.
Shoot.
What's happened? Offside.
Anthony midweek, did you like him?
I thought he played well.
Yeah.
I think he's the thing with him is he's never had a game where he absolutely has terrorised the opposition. Do you know one of those games where you get 2 goals and he could have scored 5 and he's just dominant and he's amazing. He's not really had like a sort of full breakthrough game like that. But I think he has a lot of 6.5, 7 out of 10 games. That's fucking harsh. That I don't understand how that was a foul. But I think he sort of needs that, like, do you remember X game? Do you remember this match? Do you remember when Anthony sort of came into his own? I don't think he's quite had that game yet. What do you reckon? What do you make of him? Because I know you've questioned him in the past, haven't you?
I've just questioned.
Not had a go.
Not too harshly.
No.
I think if people can sort of take that harshly, because there's one thing I want to happen is I want to have an attacking player that becomes world class, like Anthony probably could do. I've just questioned a little bit of his I don't know, his threat a little bit when taking on players is not as strong as it could be at the minute. I think he's working on it. Obviously, he's got an unbelievable left foot. And has got him some incredible goals. His highlight package this year is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got some great goals on it. Just a second ago then, Southampton crossed the ball in, and Casemiro cleared it first. But like the ball was coming in quite fast because obviously it was a cross, and he just first time passes it straight to Anthony's feet, like around his shoulder, first time straight to feet. You just think he just sets up counter attacks so well. Because of the quality and the timing of his pass. He just played another excellent pass there. Wan-Bissaka,
decent ball. Come on. Should be better than that.
Could have even had a shot then. Good there for Wan-Bissaka. Good play that though. Again, Casemiro with just... I mean, again, Ethan was talking about... Statrat was talking about that width before. Anthony there keeping that width always open for the pass, which meant that Casemiro, even though he did well to make it, had an easy pass really into Anthony, who had loads of space. So, good little start from United this. 5 minutes in, not really forced any chances yet, but a couple of promising moves. Pressing.
Oh, come on.
Go on, Marcus.
Yeah, we'll let them have their moment. This is their moment. This is my moment. Do you know that song?
Martin McCutcheon, of course I know it.
Then we just battered them from now on. Battered them, Joe. Absolutely.
Go on, Weghorst. Go on, lad. He must be getting tired, Weghorst.
Nah, he's a fit man.
I know, but it's a lot of sort of meat to move around, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he plays every single week at a higher intensity than he probably was playing in Turkey.
The big show can do it.
Yeah, that's true. And he's £600.
Is it 500? Is it 600?
Yeah, 500.
He's lost a fair bit now. He's skinny. He's like Rey Mysterio.
Just the medium show now, isn't it? Sad that really. The average sized show. Come on. Pressing quite high, Spurs. They've obviously seen how we've struggled against
Spurs?
Sorry, Southampton. I was thinking Saints. But we've struggled against teams that are pressed high. We struggled against Leeds at home. We struggled against Brighton. We struggled against Brentford. We struggled against Arsenal away. Teams that really push us high, even if they're not, the best teams in the country, we do still struggle to break out from that. And that's,
go on, not a good ball, that. Come on.
It's not. Martinez with a ball that made it to Wan-Bissaka, but didn't give him any time at all to do anything with it. And they're just into the box now. Casemiro winning it back there. Right. Play it to Casemiro. Oh, well done.
Nice.
Wan-Bissaka did really well there.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah. Counter-attack chance here for United. I don't know what. Seemed like a poor ball from Sancho, didn't it?
It seemed great. Interesting start to this game.
Still 0-0 Arsenal-Fulham. 0-0 at Villa and Southampton as well. Sorry, Villa and West Ham. Obviously, Southampton is the game we're playing in.
I'm a stat rat. Can you scat? Is the heating definitely not off? Because you're not boiling.
No, I'm quite chilly now. Are you hot?
Maybe I'm having a fucking...
Maybe you're having a bad time with your sort of cardiovascular system.
What's the United ladies score?
Poor ball from Casemiro there. Giving him a bit of a chance here. And he's blocked it well.
They just ain't good enough, Joe.
Chelsea women are still beating Manchester United women 1-0.
Oh, keep going, keep going, keep
going.
going.
Go.
It's a nice play.
It's a poor ball, really, isn't it?
They're a bit everywhere. At the minute.
A lot of sloppy passing from United so far. Casemiro's given a couple away. Was that Sancho or Bruno there as well, giving one away? Just need to sort of calm down a little bit.
Yeah, take the game a little bit to them.
Yeah. Not really showing for the ball much, are we? Well done, Varane. No, is there a... Yeah, good. I don't know what... Yeah, well done, Sancho. Well done. He's done well there. He's been a bit out of it so far, but that was really good.
No. We're lacking a little bit. Oh.
No. Come on.
Booked.
Martinez booked.
In the book.
First foul of the game. And also, their player there has kicked the ball 35 yards away, has run into Martinez and got a free... Look how hard he kicks it. That's a bit harsh, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh.
There's no possible chance he's getting the ball the other side of Martinez there. He just booted it and ran straight into him. That's a bit harsh, that.
Here we go. Any stats so far, Ethan?
Not yet. No, I think he's freaking out because we ain't got the timer up on the screen, which we will get sorted in just a second.
Yes. I'm a stat rat.
Free kick to Southampton, like 45 yards out. No chance of a shot, but obviously a decent delivery. United with quite a high line. Played it short. Back to Ward-Prowse. Bit of space here in the middle.
Where are you putting the ball?
Southampton across goal, straight into David De Gea's lap.
Well in De Gea, you got this.
From a similar position that to the one that saw Perez score from, won it in the week there. Not dissimilar. Poor there.
Rashford's goal midweek, by the way, was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Kind of goes under the radar again now, Rashford, doesn't he? Do you know, because he's just scoring all the time.
All the time.
The fact that he got another goal. Was it 25 for the season?
Yeah, I think so. Is there any chance of getting a glass of water, please?
Absolutely, yeah, we'll get that sorted for you.
Thank you.
Right.
Do you sure you want some water? It's delicious. Got these new Cadbury oranges as well. Have you tried them?
No, what are they? I don't want one, thank you.
Their own version of Terry's chocolate orange.
Is it?
Yeah. Come on. Anthony, nice play. Casemiro.
It's good. Nice little turn there.
It's all going
Just
on.
playing it around.
Bit by bit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice play. Come back.
Is there anything we can do about this?
What did I?
Some technical issues there with the game.
Yeah. There's someone's just sort of
Someone stood in front of our screen.
Move out of the way.
What have you got there?
I'm just going to sit this and we'll go. Bit of a boring game so far. Can't lie. We're not inspired enough. But yeah, we're going back in time.
Fucking hell. Miles behind.
Just delay from there to there. No one's really grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck.
No. I feel like United just look a bit, not tired, but a little bit sloppy, innit, really?
If you could go for a pint with anyone on this team, who would you pick?
Ooh. In the starting 11?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Martinez would probably be quite fun, wouldn't it? Who would you pick?
Martinez or Casemiro?
Casemiro, I feel like he could be someone that drinks straight whiskey though, and I'd struggle to keep up with him.
What do they drink in Brazil?
Don't know. It's a good ball, that.
Oh, it's gonna be a great ball.
Handball! That's handball, ref. Come on. How is that not handball? He just ran over it. It's bounced underneath his foot, and then he's bounced up and handled it.
You don't see many handballs these days, do you?
You don't see many outside the box, do you?
Sort of slowly dying the art of a good handball.
That doesn't make any sense.
What
That's
a
good,
touch.
Bruno. Great touch, decent cross, unlucky. Good play though there from Bruno Fernandes. Great touch. Fulham 0, Arsenal 0 in the other game still.
He's not happy, Bruno.
I think he wasn't happy quite with his cross, was he?
That's the thing. He also gets upset with himself, doesn't he, sometimes?
Yeah. It was a good cross though, but it was a good first touch, and the cross just was slightly behind, wasn't it? Bit better though from United there. Actually penetrating a bit more. Luke Shaw's doing well here again. Crossing option here.
Go on.
Ball in.
Oh!
Too high for Weghorst. Go on. Bit lucky there, wasn't it?
A bit lucky.
Good couple of bounces there for Southampton. Well done, Brown. That's all right. Play it safe. Don't always need to try and keep it in.
Nice jacket that Ten Hag wears, that, isn't it?
Would you have that?
Yeah. Would you buy it for me?
A little manager's jacket.
Yeah.
I think
It's Fred Perry, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't know. Lewis is shaking his head saying it's not Fred Perry.
Is it not?
No.
It looked like it had a Fred Perry logo on it.
Do you wear Fred Perry stuff?
No, not really. It's fucking expensive.
It is actually, isn't it? Go on then, Rashford. Sancho's going there. Straight at the defender. Read it well there, the defender. Yes, Wan-Bissaka. If you had 1,000 attempts, you're on the halfway line, Wan-Bissaka is stood at the edge of the centre circle. You have to run, get past him and have a shot.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd manage to get past him a single time in 1,000 goes? Just one-on-one, goalkeeper, no goalkeeper, but you can't shoot in front of him. You have to go round him. He has to be behind you when you shoot, or certainly level with you. Think you got a chance?
Not really. No, he's quite incredible. I think I'd try, maybe just like run at him instead of trying to run past him
and barrel him over.
Yes, in a way, barrel him over was what I was going for. I think you put it nicer than me. Just, I mean, I could pick up a bit of speed, 30 miles an hour maybe.
30 miles an hour?
What does the average
Ford Focus?
What does the average human?
You can probably run about 16 miles an hour.
16
at a sprint, yeah, if that. I think you might have struggled with that.
Fucker. What do you run at?
About the same.
Really?
Yeah, people aren't that fast.
Arsenal winning 1-0.
Fuck off, Arsenal.
We've got to start right in the
Who scored? Start right. Who scored?
That's your job.
The goal scorer is an own goal by Anthony Robinson.
Great.
It's always going to happen, won't it?
What, an own goal by Anthony Robinson?
Yeah, I said that. Did I say that in the predictions?
I don't think you know who Anthony Robinson is. You thought it was him from Time Team.
Is it not?
Tony Robinson.
Tony. Come on, the boys.
Yeah, I'd love a goal. We'd love a goal.
We're not playing bad.
No, it's okay. We're controlling the game a little bit now. We always tend to do this first 3 or 4 minutes. We look all right, but we don't quite come out of the blocks controlling, and then we sort of get into it as the half goes on. Do you think we'll ever see more from Sancho?
Yeah, I think.
Do you know, because he has this sort of feeling where he could go, but he doesn't. He tends to sort of dummy and come back. Do you think we'll ever see a slightly more expansive version of it?
Back into great
pass from Bruno. Rashford in.
Oh,
lucky. Tough there. He was playing across the keeper there. Oh, it's unlucky that. It's a great pass from Bruno. Good touch from Rashford. Weghorst was in the middle there. He could have maybe played that in.
Stat alert.
Stat alert. Stat rat.
The goal for Anthony Robinson, the own goal, has been disallowed for offside. It's Fulham 0, Arsenal 0.
How can you be offside when you score an own goal?
That's a great point.
Great, obviously in the build-up, but great stat. That's fantastic.
Well done, stat rat.
So essentially, Fulham have scored.
Martinelli was just offside from Xhaka's pass, it says, in the build-up.
Xhaka.
Great. Just get the ball off the table, and that's a bit scruffy, innit? Sorry. It's all right. That's good. Good to hear. So Fulham 0, Arsenal 0 in the other score there. Great tackle there. Casemiro. Go on, find Rashford. Oh, he was through on goal there.
Stat alert. We've got a goal for Aston Villa in the game down at West Ham. The goal scorer Ollie Watkins.
That's is that 6 games in a row for Villa now, or did he not score in the last game?
I will look to confirm.
Cheers, stat rat. Really
Rashford should have done better there. I'll say it, because the pass to him was good, but it was controllable.
Yeah, and Apostle should have squared it to Weghorst.
Yeah, I would let him off for that one a bit more, because when you're in that position and you're in the form he's in, I can see why he went for the shot. But the second one, maybe he should have used his left foot to control it, to come across his body a bit more, use his instep to get it. But unfortunate. Good couple of minutes though for United there, getting in behind Southampton a bit better.
Yeah, brilliant couple of minutes.
Feels like we're just trying to draw him onto us a bit more, aren't we? Make that space in behind.
Casemiro always wanted the ball as well, which is brilliant. He's like, give it.
Yeah, Casemiro dropping into that centre-back role, just pinging balls out there to Luke Shaw. Oh,
unlucky.
Almost a phenomenal touch from Luke Shaw, wasn't it, on the outside of his foot there. What? Him just jogging backwards there. All the way. David Robotham says Sloppy Joe Watchalong, love it. I think I might have read that already, actually. Get your comments in.
You ever see that guy called the padded seat?
The padded seat?
Where he just goes to football games in really posh parts of the ground.
No.
Yeah,
who does he support, or does he just go watch?
Generally he's a fan.
But he just likes the posh seats?
Yeah.
Would you like to do that?
Oh, mate, some of the stuff he does is great.
Like what? Get free dinners and stuff?
Free food and all that. He did an Old Trafford one the other day. The Marriott took him to the hotel in town. Yeah. So all in with this package, you get a night stay.
Yeah.
Massage. In the morning. Then you get taken on private Uber to a...
As opposed to just a public Uber.
Yeah. To the game. Then you get meal. Drinks, all in, dessert.
Goal alert. What's happened?
Goal alert. There's a goal down at Craven Cottage.
You're getting too into this now, stat, right? Just give us the stat.
No, I love it.
The goal is for Arsenal.
Oh,
it's Gabriel who has scored now, who this time will make sure that the Gunners go ahead.
He's getting way into character, isn't he?
I love it, Ethan.
He always loves Matt Letizier's tweets. Now he loves his broadcasting style as well.
That's not true.
Well...
He loves a tweet, doesn't he, Matt?
Fucking hell, does he? Just absolute garbage.
Can I tell you, I've met Matt Letizier once. He was a lovely guy.
Was he?
He was at a charity football game.
What game?
It was for the...
Microphone?
What did you say?
Microphone? You were just talking like that?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I can't think into the microphone. It was for the 5 years since the arena attack, and he came and...
Where was the game at?
Manchester City's like club stadium they've got.
The one that's like near their stadium.
The one they probably could fill.
Yeah. The like 4,000 seater or whatever.
Yeah. So it's great. He was all right. Sound. He seemed nice. But obviously you go in there thinking, is this guy going to be a bit odd?
Yeah.
He was actually all
right.
But
you're not asking him about his sacking from Sky or his thoughts on the vaccine, are you?
That's true. Probably the vaccines, the band.
Yeah.
He loves them.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the leaves are brown, leaves are brown. What's that song?
California Dreaming?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything?
Were you not just singing it before?
Are you okay?
Stop
Can we get a medic in here for Joe, please? Just check his blood pressure and make sure he's got enough glucose running around his system. Southampton are in with a chance here. Good defending, Varane. Really good. Well done there. Good play.
Great, really good play.
Now's a good chance to sort of capitalise and push it away now. Luke Shaw,
Come
big
on.
opportunity.
Wow, got up there quick.
Rashford, corner to United.
What do you think that kid's got on his sign there, that poster?
I love chips.
No, that just my posters. I mean, whose shirt do you think he's asking for?
Weghorst.
You'd go for a Weghorst. You wouldn't ask for Rashford because I bet,
You're not
you'd
going to
go
get
with
that.
someone a bit shit.
What?
You'd ask for someone because you're probably more likely to get it than, aren't you?
Bit shit. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Right, not right. I don't
Not
mean
a-
shit, but I don't mean Rashford. You're never getting Rashford's top. You'd go with, I don't know, Malacia.
Someone who's probably got less people asking for the top is what you mean.
Yes, yeah.
Less popular rather than shit.
Well, it was the same thing, isn't it?
No.
It is.
Interesting.
You always say interesting, and you're never interested. I can tell.
I'm not interested at all. Oh, give us
Interesting.
sloppy touch from Varane there. Is it still 1-0 at Arsenal?
Yes, it is still 1-0 Arsenal, Joe. It is.
Shame, innit?
Well, he's going to tell us. Crikey, what's happened? We're watching it.
It's so good. There's been a real fuck up here.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's
Ref.
not a foul, ref.
Oh, he's
Anthony
not happy,
Taylor.
is he? Would you be a good referee?
Yeah.
Would you be fair?
No. I'd give United all the free kicks. That probably is a foul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Weghorst just coming in here. Yeah, he don't get any of the ball and he trips him up. I can't see how he can even complain at that, really, can you? As much as I would like him to have got the ball fairly, he didn't.
Did you get a booking for that?
No. Just gave a free kick.
A stern word is what's happened there.
Yeah, that should be a book of poetry released by American shock jock Howard Stern.
Yeah. Is he a shock jock? I thought he was just a jock.
Yeah, he definitely used to be.
Did he?
Yeah, he used to have people having sex and stuff on his show.
Really?
Yeah, mad stuff like that all the time. Uh-oh.
What, some people having sex on a radio show?
Great save, De Gea
Great
there.
save.
Walcott with a header, I think. Brilliant save. Cross in. Walcott beats Luke Shaw to the ball. It's a bit unfortunate because Wan-Bissaka wins the ball back, but just immediately... Actually, it's not unfortunate. It's just bad defending from Wan-Bissaka. Crosses in. Walcott slightly faster than Luke Shaw. It's unfortunate. Maybe the pressure from Shaw put him off, but the header was straight at De Gea, and he managed to get it away. But it's a corner to Southampton. That's a bit worrying.
That was a worrying bit, that.
Yeah. Headed away at the near post. Oh, come on, Anthony, get more on that. Well done.
Goal
Another corner.
Goal alert.
Goal alert. What we got?
Hydro, we're back at Craven Cottage.
Hurry up.
And there's been another goal for Arsenal.
2-0.
Gabriel Martinelli
Great.
has doubled the Gunners' lead.
Gunners. Cool. Thank you.
Why are you being mean to Stat, man?
I'm annoyed.
Why?
Arsenal are winning.
Well, what did you expect?
I thought they
Top
might
of the Premier
lose that
League.
one. I know, but Fulham are good, and Arsenal have been lucky to win most of their games since we played them. And I was hoping that Fulham might get something out of that game, but that's the dreams of that are over already. 2-0. Decent little cross there from Ward-Prowse. Is it another corner? It is.
Goal alert.
Come on.
We've got a goal this time down at the London Stadium, and it's an equaliser for West Ham United. Saeed Benrahma from the penalty spot.
Lovely. 1-1, is it?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Ethan, I love your goal alert. Don't listen to Joe.
I didn't say I didn't
Thank
like
you.
it.
Yeah, but you've been very hasty. He's trying his best. It's not easy to read out goals like that.
I would say it is.
Goal alert. Goal alert.
No, he's done well with the little goal
It's
alert
not- it's not-
jingle.
yeah.
Little
It's
eye
catching
dent.
on. It's not easy to have as much enthusiasm as Ethan has.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He's bubbling with it. He's like pouring vinegar into some fucking bicarbonate soda, this lad, isn't he? Frothing everywhere like a children's volcano. Do you ever make a volcano?
What do you mean, a children's volcano?
Well, you make a volcano out of paper mache and then you put bicarbonate soda and vinegar in it and it froths everywhere.
No, I never remember making that. I remember teabagging a piece of paper.
Yeah, for a treasure map.
Yeah. and teabagging a piece of paper for pleasure.
Yeah.
And sticking it in the oven for a bit.
Stick it in the oven? It's your
Crisp up.
Oh.
Did you never stick it in the oven?
Just put it on the radio, yeah.
Did you stick it in the oven, Ethan?
What do I stick in the oven? Sorry, I
Doesn't
was
matter.
busy doing producery things there, so forgive me.
United just allowing a bit of pressure from Southampton here, or maybe not allowing it, but
Certainly,
unable to stop it.
Facilitating it.
There you go, nice. Yeah, a few sloppy passes and manoeuvres. That's a lovely pass from Luke Shaw to
Okay,
Anthony.
now,
We've got a bit of a chance here.
Do something. Oh,
Cut inside. Who's on? Yeah. Bruno. Oh, it's over. It's over.
you would have seen a Bruno goal there this time last year, I think. Or when we first signed him, sorry.
Yeah, not quite got his shooting boots, has he? From the previous years.
What colour boots would you wear?
I think just black. Or maybe those like mad multicoloured ones. Remember when they used to wear like yellow and bright pink?
Yeah.
Orange and blue and stuff. Something insane. It's a bit more
I was
subdued now.
doing we're going to play some football for a charity game, and I said to my dad, can you...
How many charity games do you go to, by the way? And yet you've not ever donated a single penny of your own money.
Oh, you say statements like that. You don't know that I've not.
I do.
I get 50 quid.
To what?
To
Southampton are in
charity.
here. Good block from Varane. 50 quid to charity. When?
That game? What do you mean, when?
Hmm.
Do you give to charity?
First of all, yes, and second of all, I'm not the one talking about all the charity games that I go to.
Maybe just my fucking appearance has helped the...
Well, because they sort of say, yeah, it could be worse.
Oh, yeah. Look at him. We once played a team...
You think your life's bad? That kind of lifts the spirits in a way. Is that what you mean?
I once played a charity football game for a radio station,
Right.
and we played...
What were you raising money for?
Oh, wait, let me tell you the story.
Oh, sorry.
We played a group of players who were from the charity. So we played the charity in a football game. And they battered us.
Good.
They absolutely levered us. What kind of charity is that?
That's a good point, actually. Inflicting pain and mental anguish. 11-3.
Yeah.
What charity was it? I love how you said we let me tell the story like you were going to give us that information, but then you never did.
It's tough. It's a charity for men who have sadly lost their little ones.
Children.
Children, yeah. So yeah.
So
They all battered us.
good. Fucking deserved it and all, I bet. Were you? You say you like to sort of get in amongst it, don't you? A bit of argy-bargy. Were you playing dirty?
You can't play dirty against a charity, especially for the
When you're 10-3 down, anything
Yeah,
goes.
I stuck it on one of them. He didn't like it. He didn't like it.
Did that raise money for charity? The game itself.
I think it just raised morale.
Which is famously what charities give to people, isn't it? Hey, here you go. We've had a donation here. What is it? Tiny little bit of morale. We'll give you that now. Yeah. Thank you. I was thinking a little bit more sort of help with the costs of things.
Yeah, true. No, you could buy tickets. I think about 200 people came.
Great.
It's so weird playing football when there's a crowd.
Yeah, I've never done that. Well, I've only like sort of kids football crowds of about maybe 50. Don't know, it's like a big game.
What?
I played in
How old
finals
were
and
you?
stuff. Like 12?
Oh, I thought you were a super sub or something.
No.
Last week. Jesus, he's solid.
Big
For his
lad,
age.
isn't
It's off-putting
he?
because great little run
Good
here.
United. Rashford.
Come on, do something.
Yeah, it's all right there. Keep the ball. That is
Oh, fucking hell, that's a bad pass.
Luckily, it was to Casemiro. And he
You
just won
get
it straight back.
yeah pressure because your game is being analysed in a way that you didn't know it could.
Does it make you appreciate not just the physical prowess, but the mental strength of professional footballers playing in front of 75,000 plus, however many dozen pundits and experts and people weighing in?
Do you think there's any footballers that...
Good cross that. Weghorst.
Oh, what happened there?
What's happened there?
I don't know. He's an odd player, Andy Weghorst. When it comes to actually getting on a goal on target or a shot on target, he's an interesting character, isn't he?
The ball comes in.
I
Does
think
it get a touch? Maybe it gets a touch. It doesn't. It's annoying that, because if you're behind the player, so the defender jumps up in front of him, and I think Vegos thinks he's going to get a touch on it, but in doing so, he's meant that he's not actually going for the ball, and the ball just hits him on the head. You think what you should do is head it like the defender isn't getting a touch, then if he does, then you react. But otherwise, how could you possibly predict the way that the touch was going to be otherwise? There's a booking for Casemiro here as well.
Goal alert.
What?
I've just got it in my head.
Right. There isn't a goal alert.
Song.
It's not a song.
Like a jingle, isn't it?
Yeah. Casemiro's got a booking here. Is this fair?
Oh.
He gets the ball!
No, well, there's a bit of leftovers, isn't there?
So? That's harsh to me, that's
a booking.
How is that a booking?
You can't go up your feet like that.
He wins the ball.
Yeah, what? He does, yeah, but then he catches him after with his
So?
flying studs.
I think that's harsh, that.
You're harsh.
Yeah, you're harsh.
The check-in.
Fuck off VAR, innit? I don't even think that's a foul.
Are you mad? What part of that is not...
Ball! Tackle, ball, wins, ball. He's going to get sent off here.
He's getting fucking sent off here, isn't he? That's a straight red. That's 3 more games. Quick! What are the 3 games?
Well, let's wait and see if it happens first. And let's not just show a screen. I hate this. This is what I hate about VAR. We're going to see a slow motion screenshot of where, after winning the ball, his foot has ricocheted up off the ball and hit their player in the leg.
For you to say
that's not
a foul.
But the trajectory of his foot isn't toward the player's leg. The only reason Casemiro's foot even touches the opposition is because he's won the ball.
What's he going to do? Is he going to get sent off? Is he? I don't think he is. Is he? Is he? Do you think he's going? Do you think he's going? Prediction. He's getting sent off.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe he's been sent off for that. That is genuinely fucking mental. The only reason that his foot has even touched their opposition player is because he's won the ball. Otherwise, his foot goes in front of him. How can you possibly account for that?
That's bad.
That is not a red. That is obscene.
It isn't a red card.
That's mental.
That is a foul, but it's not a red card.
I think I can see why it's a foul, because he does make contact with their player. But if he comes through, wins the ball completely cleanly, and his foot bounces off the ball that he's just won and into their player's leg. But he doesn't, he's not going in for the player. His foot is not even remotely near their player's foot until he wins the ball. That is ridiculous.
What games is he missing? Fulham. He's missing Fulham in the FA Cup. 2 Premier League games.
I think that's fucking mental, that. And again, it's another one. You get VAR involved, you slow it down to 1,000 frames per second, and you see a single screenshot of Casemiro's foot on their player's shin, and you go, well, it must be red.
Sorry.
The games he'll miss, assuming it's a 3-match ban, will be, it's domestic only, isn't it? So he'll miss the FA Cup quarter-final against Fulham, he'll miss Newcastle away, and he'll miss Brentford at home. I can't even believe that.
It is, yeah, it's crazy, that. I can't believe he's got
Ethan, as a non-United fan, what do you make of that decision there, Stat Rat?
I've got to sympathise to your point, Joe, of you saying that he's tackled for the ball and it's almost like bounced off the ball onto his leg. But like you said, he's caught him high. That's the problem.
He has caught him though with a stud, studs that are in the air.
So?
Is it clear and obvious to change it?
That doesn't make a red card for me. That genuinely doesn't make a red card. Just because you catch someone. I think that's mad. Free kick, Ward-Prowse. Deflected wide, almost in.
Fuck, where did that go then?
I'm sick of this as well. People just putting screenshots on Twitter. It's fucking stupid. Football isn't a single frame, is it? His leg literally slips off the ball. How can you say that there was... What can we... Ethan, can you get the definitions for what is a red card? What you have to do, dangerous or whatever those words are. Can you find those for us, please?
I can, Drew, but more importantly, I've had a bit of an update from behind the desk, and apparently it might be 4-match suspension for Casemiro.
Why? Because it's classed as dangerous play?
Because it's his 2nd red card of the season.
Fucking hell.
I'll look to confirm that.
Okay. And if it is a 4-match suspension, he'll also miss Everton at home.
Yeah, we've got a journalist from ESPN saying that's the case. So.
Yeah.
No, just
Mark
on Twitter. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, if we can get the wording on what is a red card, please.
So this is a tricky game now.
Yeah, massively. It don't matter who you're playing against. 10 men is really hard to win matches with 10 men. And the other annoying thing is, we've got no one who can do that job. I know Fred and McTominay sort of half can, but none of them can play the ball out the way he does. And if you want to bring one of them on, you're taking off one of our attackers, making it even harder for us to win. I can't believe that's a red.
Oh, it's shocking.
I can see a foul. I can see a booking at a push because there is contact there. But to call that, whatever, we'll get the word in a second, but to call that dangerous or reckless or whatever, he couldn't, like you say, he's not in control or whatever it is. But the only reason that happens is because he wins the ball and his foot bounces off the ball. Surely you're not meant to be a fucking like mathematician who knows the geometry of a circle and you're doing pi r squared whilst you're in mid-air trying to make a tackle, working out how exactly your foot's going to bounce off it. That's ridiculous.
Book him.
Anthony asking for yellow cards. Free kick to United.
You would say that, and this is just playing devil's advocate here, that possibly you shouldn't make that tackle.
No, I wouldn't say that.
His feet are fucking flying in the air a bit, and he knows he might not comfortably win this.
But the problem is he did comfortably win it.
So, sorry to interrupt, fellas, but under Law 12 in the segment serious foul play, the definition is a tackle or a challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent or uses excessive force or brutality must be sanctioned as serious foul play.
Oh, fucking hell. Nearly a goal there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Strat.
I don't think... Can you read that again quickly?
So, yeah, and there's a second part to this, so I'll read the first part again. So, a tackle or a challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent or uses excessive force or brutality must be sanctioned as serious foul play. The second part to that is any player who lunges at an opponent in challenging for the ball from the front, from the side, or from behind using one or both legs with excessive force or endangers the safety of an opponent is guilty of serious foul play.
The problem with that is, as it is with so many rules, is the amount that is open for interpretation there. Because what is endangering the safety of an opponent? Because any tackle... have you ever seen that Jibril Cisse, the tackle that broke his leg? The one of them, he steps across the opposition, and his leg just gets tangled in the opposition's legs and breaks his leg.
Did he break his leg twice?
He's broke his leg twice.
Okay,
They're literally in the box, and he goes to do you know when you step across the defender to sort of keep the ball? He does that, and the opposition defender tangles his legs up and just snaps it.
Jesus.
But you couldn't possibly say that what the defender did endangered the opposition because there was no intent to do that. And yet he's broken his leg. So yeah, you can say there that Casemiro, his studs ended up on the opposition player's leg, but the tackle itself, he could not possibly have predicted any way that would hurt the opposition. He dives in, wins the ball cleanly, and his foot bounces off the ball and into the opposition player. Red.
It's not. I can't say it's a red, but I've got to say, for a player of his knowledge and what he's done in this game has been incredible. You got to know that if you put your studs up like that, something may happen, and it did. And I'm not saying it's a red card. I don't think it's a red card. But I'm just a bit...
Well, there we go then. So that's a penalty now then, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter whether you win the ball. What matters is what happens after that. So yes, he's won the ball, but he's tripped Bruno up afterwards. So if you're going to give Casemiro a red card for what's happened after you've touched the ball, that should still be a penalty then, shouldn't it?
But why? We've not even seen the replay.
Because he touches the ball and then trips Bruno over afterwards. Look. Why isn't it?
What do you mean, why isn't it?
So when does he touch the ball? Not yet, not yet, now.
He gets the ball.
At the end, after he's tripped someone over, he touches the ball. Yeah, why can Casemiro get sent off when he gets the ball and then gets the man, and that's not a penalty when he gets the ball and then gets the man?
He doesn't do it with his studs up like that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying red card, I'm saying foul.
I haven't noticed this man getting involved.
I don't think either should be, but if one is, why is that not?
That tackle had nothing like Casemiro's.
This thing doesn't make sense to me that in one instance you're allowed to touch the player after you've touched the ball, but in another one you're not. It's fucking stupid.
This is.
If winning the ball isn't the definition of something not being a foul, then it doesn't make sense, does it?
I'd like to
That's
see
the
it
point
again,
I'm making.
because obviously he won the ball, but could have killed him.
It's ridiculous. I don't even think that is a penalty. Like, genuinely, I don't think that's a penalty. But if that's a red card, then I don't know why that's not a foul. It's just stupid.
That's not that. I understand it. I understand it. Do you not understand it?
Understand what?
That was a good tackle. That.
Yeah, the point I'm making isn't about that tackle. It's about Casemiro getting sent off for fuck all. I think that's the point. Not that wasn't that was a penalty. It's that if you're giving free kicks and fouls and red cards for contact with the player after you've won the ball, then at what point does that become a foul?
It was the contact that was made with studs up, wasn't it?
But his studs were only up because he bounced off the ball.
Oh, his studs were up because he went in with his studs up.
Bull spit. Rashford.
No, I'm not saying it should be a red card. I'm with you, but
Tell you what, United
go with his studs up.
I think go on then. Is that on ball? What are we saying?
Well, it'll come on. Let the VAR do its fucking thing. Don't peck his head.
I'm sure slamming into people there. I love that. Can we see that then? Is that a handball?
Possibly.
Who do you support?
I'm supporting.
You just support the game of football. No, I'm not. I'm pointing out that's handball.
That's a handball.
You can't just lay on your fucking hands and knees and handle the ball.
I'm not.
That has to be a penalty.
Let's VAR do it.
Fuck off! I'm not having that. If they don't give that is unbelievable.
How the fuck did Anthony Taylor not even give that then?
He's literally on his hands and knees and the ball hits his arm as he's trying to move it.
Are you fucking
What are we on about?
That's mental. The consistency of VAR is a fucking joke. He's literally handball. Are they checking it?
So is anyone allowed to just go on the hands and knees and catch the ball? Is that allowed? Just do what you want.
McTominay's coming on.
Unbelievable. Ridiculous.
Oh, Weghorst is making way.
Weghorst coming off for McTominay, like you said.
You've been stunned that you didn't just wait till half time? 43 minutes, maybe.
No.
So.
If it needs doing, it needs doing, doesn't it? To be fair, I think we've looked quite good since the red card.
I think there's a little fire in our belly. I think it's good that Ten Hag's going to get them in and just fucking give them what for, send them out on their way for the second half and hopefully come with a win.
I think that's really harsh. That I don't know. How can he be on his hands and knees and stop the ball going to Weghorst?
I'm stunned more that we just didn't get a penalty then. Everyone calls us Manchester United or whatever. That was a fucking joke. An absolute joke, that.
Yeah, free kick to United.
And he scores, Scatman.
Just as you say that, Joe, goal alert. And it's a goal for Arsenal down at Craven Cottage. And the goal scorer is Ødegaard, who makes it 3-0.
Ødegaard with the goal. Thank you very much, Ethan. Now, Ethan, can you tell me something?
I can tell you anything you want, Drew.
Will Fulham get back into this, or is it going to be
3-0? It's a tricky one, because as you know, Drew, Arsenal are the table toppers. They're flying at the minute. And, of course, Fulham have been playing very well recently.
Go on!
3 goals is quite the margin.
They're not going to come back from that, are they? That's game over. Mm-hmm. I mean, they wouldn't have come back from 1-0 down, but...
It's quite the margarine.
Bruno there, good cross. It's a
great cross.
Can I ask a question to you, Joe, as a United fan?
Yeah.
Are you concerned about Arsenal's progress at all? Do you really think it's realistic that you could catch them up in this time, or do you just want to let them fly?
You're a United
fan. Sorry, but how the fuck is there 1 minute stoppage time?
Yeah, true.
It's
got to shit on it.
The
whole refereeing system is crumbling.
Yeah.
Like
VAR
just
has made it
little things
worse.
like that. Like I was at 1 minute at a time. It took you 2 to fucking decide. Casemiro's getting sent off. It's a joke.
Half time there. Man United 0, Southampton 0. Get your thoughts in the comments on that Casemiro red card, and then the sort of resulting, seemingly just the ref shitting his pants after that. The handball one's a weird one.
The handball one, I think, is worse than the Casemiro red
Can we
card.
get the handball rule up? Because I know there's something about if you like go in for a slide tackle and your hand is going toward the ground and it hits your hand, then it's that's not meant to be a handball, is it? But I think if you're on your hands and knees looking at the ball coming towards you and there's a man behind you and you don't get your arm out of the way, you let the ball hit your arm. He could have moved his arm out of the way if he'd have wanted to.
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's got to be a handball.
I wonder whose job it is to decide whether the refs need security or not when they leave the pitch. Like, because obviously when they've made bad decisions, you often get a couple of security guards around them, don't you? Which is what just happened then. I wonder when they've decided the security team that actually I think we need to throw a couple of guys with him there. I think they've just been an inconsistent first half from United. We didn't take our chances. Well, we've not made any real clear-cut chances yet. No. I think some of the attacking players need to step up a bit. Southampton will go in now at half-time and they'll come out thinking, right, this is a 10-man Old Trafford. Let's get on the bus tonight with a win.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit nervous going into the second half. But yeah,
What?
I'm just watching some incredible massage chair being advertised to us, which looks brilliant.
Saggy Midday says, sure, leg break wasn't even a foul. Yeah, well, apparently snapping someone's leg doesn't count as a dangerous tackle, but that Casemiro one does. Freezer Burnt Peas says, literal handball. He didn't touch it with any other body part. And J.E. Frasconi says, this is Casemiro. As this is Casemiro's second red of the season, he's suspended for 4 games, I believe. Incredibly poor work by the officials today. The thing that annoys me with that, let's talk about the Casemiro red card. Obviously, a lot of people have joined at half time. The ref only saw, by the time he got to the VAR, assuming we were seeing what he was seeing, which I think is meant to be the case, isn't it? The ref only saw, he arrived at the screen at a freeze frame, a single shot of Casemiro's foot on their player's leg. From then on, he only saw incredibly slow motion version of events. He didn't see the full speed thing again. He didn't see it in real time where you can see that Casemiro's actual tackle, the trajectory of his tackle that he puts in, is not towards the Southampton player, is not anywhere near him. It's literally straight at the ball, which he wins. His foot then sort of bounces up off the ball into the Southampton player. And I just think, I understand why it's a foul, and it will hurt the Southampton player. Obviously, it hurts you getting studs in your leg, it hurts. But to me, to send someone off, to give someone the biggest punishment you can give them in football of not playing the rest of the game, for that is ridiculous. What you were a bit on the fence.
I was a bit. I definitely don't think it was a red card. That's what I'm annoyed with. I'm also slightly annoyed that tackle. He goes in with his legs in the air a bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? You need to know, because he's played so many games of football now, that sometimes can end badly. And when I saw it straight away, I thought, he should maybe not have done that. We're going to miss 7 games in total this season for Casemiro being away, and he is one of our most influential players. I think the refs lost his head a bit, got over to the screen, like you said, and saw a different sort of narrative to what we've seen in the free-flowing game of football. And the screenshots of the sort of stood up can look dangerous, of course it can. But like you mentioned before, there was different circumstances that built up to that, and the ball bounces in a certain way. So I am annoyed, yes, that it was a red card, and I don't think it was. But I've got to say, Casemiro maybe shouldn't be diving in with his feet up like that, because stuff like that can happen. And now he's got out for 4 games.
Yeah.
In what is an incredibly crucial time for Man United. Obviously, we'll get him a Europa League, but he's going to miss a quarter-final of the FA Cup and 3 really big Premier League games.
Yeah.
Because we don't have anyone who can do a job like him. But I'm just upset that he You know, he learns bits. Remember when he got sent off last time and there was the scrap and he grabbed someone by the neck over that? I don't even think that was a red card. Next time there was a scrap, do you remember he walked away and he put his head down and he was like... I felt like you should learn, maybe if you're going to do a tackle like that, you got to be more precise, or maybe not go diving in like with your He stood up, but that's not me saying it's a red card. It's me saying I understand why it's a foul, and I do think that the ref has lost his head.
Yeah, I do think it's a foul. I get that you have to sort of protect players and people getting hurt and stuff, but I think to call the tackle itself dangerous, or to say that the tackle itself endangered an opposition player, is absolutely wide of the mark. Because it wasn't. The tackle itself wasn't dangerous.
What's the generic feel of it, of everyone?
There's a lot of people saying that they think it was a yellow card. Control isn't this is from Sammy. He says control isn't a factor, intent isn't a factor. The red card is for allegedly excessive force used. It can't be excessive as he challenged and got the ball. He said it was reckless, however, apparently that is a yellow. I do think that there wasn't an excessive force used.
How often does a decision like that
I don't understand.
get overturned, do you think? Would you go to that? Because there's the worry then that don't they punish you if you do go and try.
I know that was the case before.
Appeal in a way.
But that's because we didn't want him to miss the League Cup final, did we?
Yeah. So
I don't know about appealing it. I think it's unfair for the ref that he only gets to see that in slow motion.
We're going to get it again.
I think we're going to see it again. You see that in fast motion? I can't see how that's a red. We're just seeing it again here. He gives him a yellow card first of all. The other thing is it has to be.
Look, yeah.
I think that's so harsh. He gets the ball. I think that the requirement for a red card, especially a yellow card, to be overturned, so a clear and obvious error by the referee, for a tackle that gets the ball, the tackle itself needs to be so horrific that the fact you got the ball isn't enough to make it a yellow or just a foul or whatever. To make a red card when you got the ball, I think the tackle itself needs to be diabolical, and I don't think it was. Moving on then, after that, the game sort of went into this kind of frantic mode, didn't it? I thought United actually probably played some of their best football after that. United created some chances, and then there was this handball
the handball
question here. I think we've got a screenshot here, if we can put that on the screen. Here's a screenshot of the ball was coming from left to right there as you look at it on the screen. The ball obviously heading straight to Weghorst's foot, except their player is on his hands and knees blocking the ball with his arm. Tell me a world where that's not handball.
Yeah, it's a joke. We think that VAR looked at it, and I'm honestly more shocked that one hasn't been given than I am that the red card is, because that just looks for me just like a complete penalty. And I don't know, what is this inconsistency? VAR was meant to sort of eradicate it, but it's making it worse.
But did you see
that would be given in other grounds, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. Did you? I don't know even if it's about other grounds. I think another ref on a different day would give that. Like, you look at the penalty that Chelsea got against Dortmund in midweek. We ain't got a picture of it, but if anyone who hasn't seen it, the Dortmund player is running up to the Chelsea player on the side of the 18-yard box. He's basically meter you away, probably 1.5 meters away from him. Yeah. He crosses the ball in, and his arm is there by his side. It hits his arm, but he's so close to the player, and his arm is clearly in a natural position, and they get a penalty. Chelsea get a penalty for it. And then you look at this one, the ball is being crossed in from outside the box. He's basically on the penalty spot. He's got plenty of time to get the ball away. He slips over, and then now he's on his hands and knees, and he traps the ball with his arm to stop it going to our striker. Ethan, you've got the law. Stat Rat. You've got the handball rule. Can you read it to us in its sort of current form?
Of course, Joe. So under law 12, handling the ball. So it says it's an offence if a player deliberately touches the ball with the hand or arm, for example, moving their hand or arm towards the ball. And the second part is that the offence if a player touches the ball with their hand or arm when it has been made to make their body unnaturally bigger. A player is considered to have made their body unnaturally bigger when the position of the hand or arm is not a consequence of or justifiable by the player's body movement for that specific situation. And also, by having their hand or arm in such a position, the player takes a risk of their hand or arm being hit by the ball and being penalised.
I would say being on your hands and knees is the player being in a position where... What was the last wording on that, sorry, again?
The last wording was by having their hand or arm in such a position that a player takes a risk of their hand or arm.
I would say being on your hands and knees when a ball gets played into the box is taking a risk that the ball will hit your hand. What there's also ruling on whether you're sliding in for a tackle and your arm is used to support you. I think that's the thing that would get him off. Do you have that in front of you?
I don't have.
Can you try and find that, because there's something about that. But to me, if you're, I know it was a bit of a slip or whatever, but if you're on your hands and knees and you're stopping the ball going to the player behind you, do you think that's handball?
It looked handball there. And do you know what the also thing that is annoying is in the sort of the play and the sort of free flowing sort of when the pass comes in. If you actually look, if his hands aren't there, then that ball goes straight to Vegas. No, we can debate if he'll score or not. But it creates an opportunity for United. So his hands being there, not only is it obviously illegal to hand the ball, but it actually stops what could actually become an opportunity to score. Now, that's more annoying because you think, well, if his hands weren't there, why is he doing it? So
there's the one sentence here that I think would be the one that you would be clinging on to if you're him. It's there will be no penalty if a player is falling and the ball touches their hand or arm when it is between their body and the ground, but not extended to make the body bigger. The problem with that is I think that rule is brought in so that if someone is falling over and you support yourself with one arm and the ball goes under your body and hits your arm, or you're making a slide tackle and the ball goes under, I can understand that. But to me, you're really, really pushing it when you're on your hands and knees, because that's a different thing. That's not the same as always slide tackle. The fact that he's in a mad position, which, you know, to me, I don't understand how that can be considered a natural position for your arms to be in. Like, I don't know. I think if that's not a penalty by the rules, it is so lucky. You're right at the very extremity of the rule there, where you have to say it is unbelievable that the rules are allowing that to not be a handball. I can't. That's mad to me.
It's annoying. It's football. Listen, we're on the second half now.
Yep.
Tenag would probably get the players and go, right, forget everything. Forget about feeling sorry for yourself. Forget the penalty decision. Forget Casemiro. We're 10 men. We got to go out and beat them.
Yeah.
You're shooting at Stretford end now. Let's go to it. Anthony, get on the ball more. Stop running at plays. Rashford, make yourself known. Bruno, start making stuff. Find Rashford. Find Anthony.
Yeah.
Team, like you're going to struggle a little bit defensively because you're obviously man down, but you can do it. McTominay's going to have an incredible game. But it's all go. It's all go. I think we can hopefully win.
Yeah, hope so. We've got a few super chats. Alex Buckingham, who's been a member for 28 months, says, I've never seen a game where I've thought that the referee has a bet on the opposition more than this. My head's gone. This is shocking refereeing. It's a duck, says Ricardo Pereira tackle on Felix yesterday was similar, but he didn't get the ball and nothing was given, yet Casemiro gets a red. Can someone explain, please? Kaz Mofo says Southampton had 4 handballs. Since when did football allow handballs? Again, though, the problem with the rule is it allows for too much interpretation. We add more and more and more rules. Pardon me, like the one the player falling over and the ball touching their arm when it's between their body and the ground. And then it says in brackets, but not extended to make the body bigger. Well, that doesn't make any sense because your arm has to be extended for it to be between you and your body, between your body and the ground. Otherwise, you'd just be laid on your arm. Do you know what I mean? If your arm is out to support you, then it is extended by definition. You wouldn't fall over and just go like that, would you? You'd put it out and extend it. I would love to, but I don't think we've got the space.
Fancy falling over for us?
I'm all right, Drew. But if it's really needed to showcase this, I'm sure I could be called upon.
What do you think?
I think we're all right. Jason Castro says they will have to appeal this red. Such trash.
You've got to appeal.
Do you think?
You've got to.
Yeah.
Because he's too important. He's too important.
Yeah.
And the risk of maybe if it's I don't know we don't know if he will get penalised for it, but we've got to appeal.
Yeah. Ryan Singh says that's the FA Cup game against Fulham, Newcastle away, Brentford away, and Everton at home. If we appeal and it gets extended by one game, that's Forest away, worth an appeal?
That's worth an appeal, isn't it?
I think it's worth an appeal because also it's not necessarily the case that if you don't get the appeal overturned that you get an extra match. I think that's only if it's considered a sort of frivolous appeal, isn't it? Fergal McClement says the player knew he messed up, i.e. penalty. He pulls his arm away, sort of suggesting that he knew it. I really do think if you're on your hands and knees in the box and the ball hits your arm, that's got to be handball. I think you're so lucky if that doesn't count.
I'm stunned. Yeah, I'm stunned by it because with the opposition fans who'll be laughing at us about that VAR Casemiro red card, and they'll be screenshotting stuff. I don't see them screenshotting that handball going, look how fucking ridiculous this is.
Yeah, I do think it's mad. And if that's the rules, and technically that's not handball, then the rules need changing. Because otherwise, why wouldn't everyone just fall over and fucking handle the ball? Like, imagine you're in the box and the ball goes past you, or the ball goes past the keeper.
Where am I playing, sorry?
You're playing centre-back. You're on the line. The keeper runs out to get the ball and misses it. The player goes round him. Why would you not fall over and put both of your arms on the floor and lay across the goal line?
That is true. I wonder what would happen if you did just sort of collapse
If you went, I've slipped, both arms on the floor, the ball hits your arm and you save it, that's not a penalty?
Kick off.
Second half is kicked off.
Good luck, everyone.
Getting into the weeds on these fucking rules. United down to 10 men. Massive second half coming up this.
Yeah, Southampton have the same sort of big team talk that we probably just had then.
Yeah.
These are a weakened team. Go fucking have them.
Yeah. Because they'll be coming out quick.
It's a long way back to Southampton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever driven there?
No.
Biked?
Yes. No, I don't think I've ever been to Southampton.
Train?
Have you?
No. Long way though. Although good A routes connecting you to the city. So I've heard.
Watch a lot of location, have you?
Do.
What a loop. Go on.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, free kick there.
What do you think the referee does at half time?
Probably just goes, do you think we got them right?
Do you think we're going to right? Do you think they sit there and go, we fucked that?
Either that or they just don't say anything to each other and like, I don't know what they're all on about.
Yeah.
There's clearly a foul, like they'll probably either be really defiant or you would have to, if I was a ref, I'd be thinking, I wonder if I got that right.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that at the end of the game because I don't think they're allowed to look, are they?
No, I don't think so. You're not allowed your phones on you, are you?
No. Ball up.
Fucking hell, ref. He's all over him.
Basically got Sancho playing as a striker now. Yeah, they're coming after it now, Southampton, which you'd expect.
Yeah, but if we weather this first 10-15 minutes,
yeah,
they'll drop off a bit.
Yeah.
Weather the storm. Are you okay?
Just really pisses me off, that. Really pisses me off. Just think like, don't know, it's just made the game something it didn't need to be. Do you know what I mean? Some of the challenges you see and you think, that tackle there, to me, isn't worthy of removing a player from the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not.
Just fundamentally, I don't think it is. Sorry, I've got a bit of a dry throat.
all that talking.
Big juicy water.
Big juicy water. That's Scatman's other nickname.
Have you got any stats for us, Stat Rat?
Would you like some half-time stats, Drew?
Absolutely, yeah.
Shots, Manchester United had 5 to Southampton 6 on target. United had 3 to Southampton's 2. Possession was 55% in favour of United, 45 for Southampton. Clear chances, United had 2. Southampton haven't had any. A yellow card, obviously, for United. A red card in there as well. 3 corners for United, 4 for Southampton. And Southampton have had 1 offside to United 0.
Lovely.
Well done. Let's keep a clean sheet there, shall we?
Thank you.
Let's get no offsides.
Yeah, that's the real result, isn't it? Who can end the game with the least offsides?
I wonder who the team is with the least offsides in the Premier League.
Probably. Don't know. Who's playing in behind the least?
Yeah. It's going to be somewhat like lower down the league, isn't it? Like a Forest does.
Yeah, teams that don't get to attack very much. It might even be Southampton.
Can you do some Google on that, please, that man? Oh, Rashford's getting a little... Don't give away a part. Oh, my God.
Jesus
what the
Christ.
fuck happened
Scott McTominay almost gave an own goal away there.
He nearly just scored a fucking great goal, Scott McTominay.
Yeah, in
the wrong box. What the
Walker Peters did well. They went round Rashford.
Go on!
Nah, Sancho can't get on that, can he? Bruno's making Rashford passes to Sancho there. Just stepping it up a bit on the Southampton. That's a good ball as well.
Should you guys be interested in the offside stats, I can provide them.
Yeah.
So the most offsides this season are Chelsea with 59. Liverpool in second with 57, and United in third with 56.
Wow.
The least rock bottom is Bournemouth, 20th.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They have 24 offsides, and just above them is today's opponent, Southampton.
We kind of guessed that we structured that correctly, didn't we? Where the bigger teams have more.
Bigger teams.
Makes sense, doesn't it? You're attacking more.
Wow, that was quite fun.
Nice, that, wasn't it?
Well done, Scatman.
Stat rat, actually. What was that?
Don't know.
I was on the train yesterday, and there was just a massive bang, like something smashed into the side of the train, but no one said anything, and nothing happened, and just nothing
Does
came.
no one
of it.
look worried?
No, but really loud, like something smashed into the side of the train.
Really?
Yeah,
I was once on a train. That's
a motorbike or something.
train ride. We were going through Levenshulme, and the kids were throwing rock shells. That made a fucking
Really?
terrifying bang.
Like you were sort of European away side travelling to Anfield.
It did feel quite, dystopian. I felt like, what were we in? Like Children of Men.
Well done. Oh, come on, ref.
What a film that is, by the way.
I didn't like it.
What?
No, I didn't like it. I thought it was the most overrated film I've ever seen.
Oh, sure. You have
Yeah.
some mad film opinions, you. What is a rated film for you?
Or that's rated exactly as good as
Yeah.
it is. A film that I think is perfectly rated. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad, but it's just that the public
Yeah,
opinion
but
on it is
I'd
the
like
same.
a good one.
A good one, all right. I think. It's a good question, actually.
Because you're very critical of the films. We were talking about Rogue One before, the Watchalong,
Yeah.
saying that was the best Star Wars film. Joe would disagreed heavily.
No, you didn't say it was the best
Oh.
Star Wars film. It's a good touch, that.
Oh.
Well done, Martinez.
We did say it was one of the best Star Wars films for a while. You did.
I think a film like Seven is rated correctly. People would say that's a
Yeah.
sort of 8.5 out of 10 film.
It's
and
a
I think
perfect
it
rating
is.
for 8.5.
And I think it's exactly where it should be. It's a very, very good film. But, no more than that. Whereas Star Wars Rogue One, come on. People think it's better than it is because all the other ones have recently been shit. That was my point.
I actually think behind Empire Strike Back, it is the best Star Wars film.
That's where my opinion obviously has just been proven completely correct, hasn't it? 'Cause
What do
you've
you mean?
gone too far there.
What's above it?
The other two in the original trilogy?
Really?
Foul given against Bruno Fernandes there. This feels like a game we're going to lose to me.
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall.
Bruno,
Which is unfortunate.
Stupid turn from Bruno there. But then I don't think he fouls him. He probably does there with that second
You love it,
swinging
you.
leg.
What, if you were the referee, you'd be fucking like World War III on that pitch. What the fuck are you talking
Well, I said it was in the end, didn't I?
Yeah, but it takes a long time for you to change your mind.
Oh, sorry. Like VAR doesn't allow the refs to take a long
Is
time.
everyone just kicking the shit out of each other?
That's what I'd like it to be.
Do you remember? Did you see that mad old kind of football game that happens on Pancake Day in like a weird part of the country? Have you seen it?
You haven't really said anything there.
It happens on Shrove Tuesday. So
What
obviously
happens?
This incredibly weird game of football, like olden day football, because football started in I think in China,
Right.
and it was to do with your opponent's head, your enemy's head, and they used to rip it off and like take it from one side to the other. So it was more of instead of scoring goals, it was more about getting it from one location to the next.
As a sort of a show of power.
So as that's translated through, the countries it's got to England, there's this mad game. You can do some Googling for us if you don't mind. It's essentially that a ball gets fucking lobbed in the air, and after, I think it might be an hour, whichever team is holding it wins. And when I say there is no rules, there is no
People
rules.
just kicking the shit out of each other.
Honestly, but they're all packed in.
One sec. Free kick to Southampton here.
Oh,
Ooh,
fuck me.
Skim the top of the bar.
They are really knocking on the door here, Southampton, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get a goal.
Yeah. So why don't they just wait until there's like 1 minute left and then start fighting each other?
No, because they build like walls around, like of human walls, and it gets violent. You won't believe how many people actually do it as well.
Really? Would you be up for
I
that?
think it's towns go against each other, like proper, like full towns.
Would you be up for
There was a
that?
massive scrap. One of the big scraps. It was just outside of William Hill.
So it's in. I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, and the game isn't played on a pitch, is it?
No, it's played. It's played literally.
That was a crucial part.
Oh, was
that
it? Sorry,
out.
it's literally played on the street.
Yeah, it's played in a town.
It's
played loose, freeform.
What a crazy game!
Yeah, that is good.
What is it called? Do you know it, Ethan? Is that right?
Yes, it's called Shrovetide Football. Royal Shrovetide Football, I think it's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
And the earliest this is like the earliest reference of football, like you said, from the 1600s.
Fucking hell.
See?
And yeah, and it's just like about 100 people
That's
against
not a
100
foul.
people.
I must be honest, I haven't got all the rules yet. I don't know.
Let us know when you do.
You're just kicking the shit out of people and hoping for the best.
Like Casemiro today.
Harsh. Their player's gone down here.
Would you play that game where it's like lethal?
No point.
Could you be asked?
Because I won't care if I won. So there's no point getting my head kicked in for a game that I don't care about.
I don't think you're going to believe these rules to this game, but
I'll believe him because I've seen the videos. They're mental.
So it states that there are very few rules in existence, and here are the main ones: committing murder or manslaughter is prohibited. Unnecessary violence.
That doesn't need to be said though, does it? Because that's just a law of the land. You can't like.
Yeah, but law of the land is violence, but you're allowed violence.
No, but you can't. No, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
You can't have a game where people are allowed to kill each other just because it's not in the rules that you can't.
Yeah, but you could probably break a leg.
Yeah, but. Right, go on, Ethan. Sorry. So murder isn't allowed. Surprise, surprise.
Murder and manslaughter is ruled out.
Which is kind of hard to rule out manslaughter, isn't it? If you didn't mean to, how can you know that you didn't?
Yeah,
how can you not do it?
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
The second rule is the ball may not be carried in a motorised vehicle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because someone's put it in a tank and drive to the coast.
Fucking no. This is Steve's there with his tank. Does he not know the rules?
Number 3 is the ball may not be hidden in a bag, coat or rucksack, etc.
Yeah.
4 cemeteries, churchyards and the town memorial gardens are strictly out of bounds.
Of course.
Playing after 10 p.m. is forbidden. And to score a goal, the ball must be tapped 3 times in the area of the goal.
Right. So there are goals
then. I got it wrong. I just thought you have to hold on to it.
Southampton have had fucking Bruno Fernandes, honestly. Struggling today. It's alright,
great play, Martinez.
Bruno needs to fucking get his act together in a minute.
This is a game in which if you're captain of the team and you've got the skill and ability that Bruno has, you step up.
Yeah.
And I've not seen it. I've not seen it in this first half.
He's playing as a defensive player.
Ref,
and he's taking the chances that he takes when he's playing
here.
in the number 10. He needs to not do that.
How mad's that? The police just let them kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Is this Southampton kit the worst kit of all time? Or is it just up there?
Yeah. It is shit.
When you look at it up close, it's absolutely horrendous.
Ethan, whereabouts in the world does the games happen? Do you know? Oh,
go on, Rashford's in
go on,
the
Rashford. Come on, Rashford. Need you today. Nice ball. Shoot. Oh, fucking hell. Man. Come on, ball in. Oh, good play.
Just taking a bit too long.
We need to be taking our chances here. They have got everyone back now. Fuck me.
Good cross.
Oh.
Whilst we have a break in play, the answer to your question is Ashbourne. True. Ashbourne as well.
Where's Ashbourne?
No idea.
Derbyshire.
Oh, so not far.
Good pass, Bruno. Corner to United. Come on. We're going to have to make the most of stuff like this because we're going to struggle to break them down, aren't we? But a corner is a decent opportunity. Although our best goal scorer from set pieces has been sent off, so that makes it difficult. Played it short. Sancho. Back to Luke Shaw.
What?
Just lobbing your phone around. Bruno.
Oh. Would you be any good in the Hunger Games, Joe?
No, terrible. Almost as bad as that cross from Luke Shaw.
That was very poor. I know, so confident at the start, maybe it's my fault. We are looking bad.
I suppose you didn't predict a red card, did you?
Nope. It's a shame.
United just kind of biding their time at the minute. Oh, that's jammy, isn't it? Southampton just breaking a bit here. Come on, Anthony. You've got to stay with your fucking man there. You've got to stay with your man. If you've got 10 men, you have to track your man back better than that. You can see he's making the run. Stay with him. Instead, he goes the other side of goal side, or lets his man get goal side, and doesn't track back with him. Look. Just not good enough, is it?
That's not good enough.
Just poor.
Oi!
We've only got 10 men. If you get knackered, we'll bring someone else on. But you've got to run twice as hard now.
Half an hour left. I think this is going to be a hairy one.
Yeah, we need a bit of luck, I think, here.
Luck is not on our side. Bass drop, bow, bow, bow.
What's that?
I don't know, what's that one? What's that tune that goes like, bass drop, better, oh, oh.
My question, I suppose, more than anything, would be why are you asking me that?
You were singing it before, were you?
Shut up. Such a knob.
Come on.
I
I'm
hate
nervous,
this.
mate. I'm nervous.
I hate stuff like this. Just
Really
fucking those games where it's all just gone to
Are we
shit,
falling
hasn't
back into chaos, Joe?
it? Shut up.
Draw at home.
Who are you? Who are you? You
7-0
sound like a
defeat.
fucking shit radio presenter who's a Liverpool fan. Fuck
The
me.
wheels are coming.
Turn Joe's mic off for a bit. Let him chill out.
If you are, I'm going to eat the last stuff.
Like it stopped you before. You've eaten the whole bag with your mic on.
No, no.
Who else has had any? Are they nice?
Do you want it?
Nah, I'm alright. Try not to eat chocolate on a 12-week training program, but I suppose you're immune from that.
I'm emotional wreck.
Why? What's up with you?
Just a little bit hungover, aren't
Yeah. Was it a good night last night?
I? Great night. Great fun.
Sneaking into VIP sections.
Yeah. But just drinking the we are on a diet, aren't we? So our PT told me the beer with the least calories.
What is it?
The Coors Light.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
So I had 6 of them.
Yeah. Hey, just popping the ball out for a throw in, Southampton.
And then G&Ts.
How many of them? I thought when you said 6 pints, I thought that was your night over.
Oh, no.
How many? So you've had 6 pints of Coors Light, which
Only
they don't
about-
even sell
only
at
about 5.
which they don't even sell at the Albert Hall. So did you actually have that?
No, I had GTs at the Albert Hall.
Right. Okay. How many of them did you have?
2 in the Albert Hall.
Yeah.
And then, 4 or 5 when I got back. 2 of the Alex. Not too much, is it?
So you've had-
Also, they're only like 40 calories for a G&T. I like it plain. And you got to think, the amount of lime juice I had, that's got to be 105 a day.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. You've sort of offset those alcohol calories with a little bit of lime juice, like a fucking pirate. You won't get scurvy if nothing else. Go on then, Anthony.
Yeah, but I woke up today.
Good pass.
Oh,
Shaw's
go
in
on,
the box
finish
here.
this! You've got to be better than that. He's got to just lever it.
Lucky there. It's a great play from
Shaw,
Anthony there. It's a great pass, this.
It's a great pass.
Luke Shaw keeps...
Shaw just got to go bang. Oh, no, I suppose the...
It's just too... It never falls, does it? Never quite falls for him. Inside out. Corner to United, Shaw in. No near it.
Inside Out. Is that a Disney film?
Yeah, it's also what your sock is.
Great film.
Oh, it's a shit pass from Wan-Bissaka there.
Oh,
and they're through on goal here.
Oh, God. Do something. Don't do something.
All
Great
saved by De Gea.
David De Gea and Martinez there
Yeah.
were brilliant then.
Honestly,
a lot of pressure by Martinez and De Gea just making the most of it. I mean, Theo Walcott's tricky to get. His pace is brilliant, but Wan-Bissaka...
It's just terrible,
It's
isn't it?
really bad for Wan-Bissaka. I'm surprised Wan-Bissaka doesn't do more to try and get back.
Bit of a poor couple of touches there, and in the end, it's a relatively comfortable save for De Gea. But good pressure from Martinez, good positioning from De Gea. Well, the pass from Wan-Bissaka there is woeful. Especially if you know you're the last man, or one of the last men. Corner to Southampton.
Are you surprised more goalkeepers don't go into like WWE after they retire? Because they do chuck themselves about a bit, don't they?
Yeah, they're probably quite used to like landing on stuff safely, aren't they?
Massive hands.
What's that got to do with WWE?
Could be like a finisher move. They like the slaps, don't they?
Yeah. Not many slap-based finishing moves though.
No, Ric Flair did the woo. He used to slap you. I would know, maybe. Van der Sar.
He's about 50.
Yeah, true.
I suppose actually most wrestlers are about 50 now, aren't they?
Yeah, all the good ones.
Yeah.
That's what it's getting a bit sad. I don't know if you've ever watched WWE, but because they've not made any really good names for themselves, like any of the new lot, they just drag out the old lot and they're fighting so bad.
They just do a lot more talking and a lot less fighting, don't they?
Sometimes the talking is the best bit.
Good block. Well done there, Sancho. Go on.
We are holding on for dear life here.
We are.
Southampton really giving it us. But I do think if we can ride this wave out for maybe 5 more minutes.
You said at half time if we ride out the first 15 minutes. That was 20 minutes ago.
No, it's not.
Well, it is. What minute do you think the second half starts?
Yeah. No, I thought you meant it's 20 minutes since the 15 minutes was up.
No.
But it's only gone. All right then. We're fine now. We've ridden
For
the
the last 5 minutes, we've been fine. Go on, Aaron.
You can lend me 5 minutes.
You were asking for 5 more, though, weren't you?
No. All right. No, I'm fine now. We've ridden out the wave. It's all about.
It's all United now.
All United.
It's going to be a case in it. We're going to have to win this game on the counter attack.
Yeah, or get lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe a penalty comes.
I don't expect us to hold all the ball. But it's the sloppy mistakes that pissed me off, because just because you're down to 10 men don't mean you can't make a 5-yard pass.
I'd stick one of the youngsters on soon, Palistrio, Garnacho.
Would you? Who for?
Yeah, maybe Sancho. I don't think he's an impactful player in a situation like this.
No, he's
Watch
not
that now.
much,
He'll score, I bet.
So
do I. But I feel like...
Or the Marcus. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's not fun, is it? Fuck me. What a game this might be.
Marcus Rashford off the pitch hobbling there.
Fucking...
Looking like his left foot, left ankle maybe.
Oh, he's alright.
Don't know, he's playing on, but he didn't. No, he's okay. Well, like I said,
come on.
No one in the centre of the pitch, is there? Look.
No one there. God knows what we're going to do here.
Go on, Luke, well done. That's good there.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not
really
bad.
Good. Bruno.
Just fucking shoot, Bruno.
Bruno, it's it.
Yes! Oh, no! I thought that was it!
Bastard.
I thought that was going.
You lucky bastard. That's a great save, but fuck me.
Bruno, that's the quality he's got
inside of the fucking post as well.
Gutted.
Oh.
I honestly thought I was in.
I did. That's unbelievable.
My top was halfway off. Come on now.
Corner to
Go,
United,
corner.
Martinez up in the air, straight to the keeper.
Martinez. Of everyone, we've got to try and get in the corner. Martinez.
So unlucky there. Luke Shaw was brilliantly. Good
Luke Shaw is
great touch.
He's doing honestly class. Oh, it's a deep. Oh, you're fucking joking.
It's a good save, that. Annoying that, because we're not going to get many more chances, are we, this game?
Yeah, we got a couple. See, what did I say about riding it out?
Yeah, you've been spot on.
Yeah, that 3-0 prediction's looking good as well, isn't it? Oof.
Corner to Southampton. Nervy this, isn't it? Any other scores around the grounds, or is it still 3-0 Arsenal?
Yeah, Drew. No scores in the second half anywhere.
Okay, thank you.
Nils all round.
Does anyone want a whiz on Facebook, right? I am, for some reason, I helped out a podcast ages ago. Do you know Geraint Thomas, the biker?
Yeah.
I'm still logged in. Oh, God, it's very much identical shot.
David at the post now.
David at the post.
That's okay. Goal kick. Fucking hell. Geraint Thomas, the
cyclist.
He's won the Tour de France, hasn't
he?
he?
Yeah. I helped set up his podcast ages ago, and I'm still... I can't stop logging into his Facebook page. If I wanted to now, I could tweet something like, biking's shit.
Yeah, do it.
How many likes are we on?
Just put, we're on 1,100. But if we get to 2,000 likes, Joe will tweet from Geraint Thomas's Twitter.
No, it's just his Facebook
I
page.
used steroids when I won the Tour de France.
No, that's not going to happen, is it?
What?
That's not going to happen.
Why?
I could do something like call Jeremy Vine out.
Why would you do that?
Because he's a bike kind of guy, isn't he?
A bike? What, like Harley Davidson?
No, he loves... Have you ever seen his videos, Jeremy Vine?
Cyclist, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's the same thing, cyclist to bike.
No, a biker is a different thing. A biker is like a Hell's Angels.
Is it? What would you call someone on a bike?
A cyclist.
Why wouldn't you call them... They're literally on a bike.
Why wouldn't you call them that? You wouldn't call them that because it confuses them between what they do and what someone else does.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, true. That's why you call people rugby players and not rugby football players or football players, because they would then be confused
Don't throw more examples in.
Why? Because it scares you.
No, because sometimes your examples sometimes are way out.
That was a good one, though.
I don't know if that was a good one.
Yeah, because it's called rugby football, isn't it?
Yeah, what?
But if you called Johnny Wilkinson a footballer, that would be confusing. So instead of that, we call them rugby players.
Yeah, but no, because it's not as close to a bike and a biker. He's literally on a bike.
Yeah. He's not, though. He's on a bicycle.
Miles in the chat suggests, what about a motorcyclist?
What about it?
That's what you could call a biker?
Yeah, call them that as well.
Hold on. Why are they allowed two names? But my bike guy isn't.
You cyclist, you mean? Pellistri and Garnacho both coming on here.
Fucking hell. No messing about here, is there?
No surprises. You wanted Pellistri, didn't you?
I wanted one of them, but both of them is good, I guess. Bring it on.
Would you take a 0-0 now?
I still think we can win this.
Yeah.
Shit. Just got to ride this bit out.
A few lucky bounces here. Do you know something? And this might be harsh to say. Well, so let me just wait till this attack's done first. And they shouldn't... What?
All right, Ethan, with the big little scat man with the big breath in there. Oh.
Can I just say this? This might be a bit nasty. This isn't any different to how we look when... Like, if this was our midfield with 11 men, we'd still look like this defensively.
Yeah.
Not having Casemiro in there is more important than being down to 10 men.
Oh, it's a great ball.
It is.
It's a great bit of movement. Come on, do something.
Garnacho, one-on-one. It's not Garnacho, it's Anthony. The same blonde hair.
Sometimes they works. What the fuck? How can we not get it past the player?
Like, we're playing like we've got fucking 6 men, not 10. I know one man makes a big difference, but like, just this midfield, Bruno and McTominay as your defensive midfielders. I don't think we'd look much better than this if we had an extra player in there. Unless that player was Casemiro. Here we go. Pellistri and Garnacho coming on now, like we said. 4. Sancho,
he's
no
got a
surprise.
good gig, hasn't he? The voice of Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Alan Keegan.
He's done well, hasn't
He's done well, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Every game there, just there.
Great,
Every
isn't it?
game.
Every single game. He never misses one.
I've never heard another voice.
No, I haven't. I wonder how many games he's missed.
I wonder. I've got his email.
Email him now. So Sancho and Anthony have gone off for Garnacho and Pellistri. 15 minutes to go. Probably 20 with stoppage time.
I bet he'd be a good guest.
He would actually, yeah, I'd like that.
I suppose you can't really say too much, but I suppose you can ask him about stuff like that.
I'd love him to announce my name like I was going out on the pitch at Old Trafford. Starting lineup for today, and then go through the whole team, and then have in number 10 Joe Smith.
He must have done it for years, mustn't he?
Certainly since the 90s or very early 2000s.
Yeah. In all my lifetime.
Bit of pressure from Southampton. Ball in the box.
That's a nice
Head
ball.
It away, Luke.
Get it away.
Take your time now, Bruno. You've got loads of space. Find a man.
Get fucking the youngsters on this ball.
It's a bit last minute, this, isn't it?
You got to feed them better.
Come on, then, ref. He's diving all over Pellistri there.
Shut up.
Rashford's in here.
Oh.
Goalie's come out. He's gone round him.
Fuck me.
Ooh.
Oh. He should have
asking for a penalty.
He should have done a bit better than that.
Rashford saying, I promise you 100%. He's asking for a penalty here, Rashford.
Right, let's have a look. Replay time.
Good pass from
Good ball. What's he done here?
No.
Rashford.
I think there's a tiny bit of contact there, but it's not enough for a foul, is it? On his knee, maybe.
It's not a lot.
Go on.
Alan Keegan has been the announcer at Old Trafford since the year 2000.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because that's just when our sort of football memory begins, really, isn't it, around them? Yeah.
That's a great... Bloody hell, he had it good, didn't he? I suppose he just took over after the treble, so he never had it that good. No goal alerts now, Ethan, is it just...
There's not been any until now. No.
I can't just make up goal alerts, Joe.
It's not called.
Why don't you find like a little, like a division somewhere, like in Germany or something like?
I don't want updates on a little division somewhere in Germany. Thank you.
If I just want to hear Ethan go, goal alert, Union Berlin 1.
Who have they got coming on here? Is it Adam Armstrong? That Southampton kit is so bad. It looks like something from a Pokemon game. Bad. Dreadful.
Yeah, it is bad, isn't it? What have they got in there?
It's like gold, light blue, dark blue, and yellow. And white. That's not a colour scheme, is it? Very busy, that, isn't it?
It's too busy.
Yeah.
Too busy indeed.
He's got a touch of the people just do nothings about him, hasn't he, Adam Armstrong? Visually. Do you know what I mean?
Did I say that people just do nothing? It's great, isn't it?
Do you think I haven't just mentioned that?
That's what I mean. I'm just.
Oh, right. You said it to me like I might not have heard of it.
No.
Have you ever seen that? What's it called? People just do nothing?
Yeah. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? He looks a bit like him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Come on. Well done, Martinez.
Bloody hell.
Probably get sent off for that.
Let it go.
I can't. I'll let it go in 6 weeks when we're top of the league. But until then, I'm pissed off about that Casemiro red card.
No, unfortunately, I don't think you've got to win stuff. What is he complaining about here?
Touch, knee, ankle there.
Are you mad?
It's not a penalty, but there's a touch, isn't there? Contact confirmed.
Do you think there was a contact
confirmed? You not see his knee touch Rashford's ankle? It's not a foul. It's not. I don't think it's enough for him to go over, but he touches him.
Yeah, it does.
Penalty.
Cricket, they use audio waves, don't they, to see if something's tapped something. I suppose.
Just passing it around here, Southampton.
Too quiet, isn't it, for that?
I feel like we're getting. We're just playing a little bit desperate when we get the ball, I think.
Yeah, it's like
we get the ball and we're just booting it forward like it's like
15 minutes left.
I know, yeah. I think there's a case to be made that we're playing a bit too erratically at the moment.
Or erotic.
No, I wouldn't say there's any eroticism in the air. Do you think there is?
Ethan, have you got a stat about who's the most erotic team?
I've got a stat about who's the most offside players in the Premier League if you want to play a little game.
Can I guess?
Of course, there's a prize up for grabs.
I would say Rashford is near the top.
Oh, there's a prize.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got 3 guesses to guess the number one.
Okay.
And you
number
win a
one,
prize.
Haaland.
Wait.
First guess is a no for you, Joe.
Goal kick.
Well, is it going to be a Chelsea player?
I don't know. I know.
Is it a Chelsea player?
Do you not ask? It's not fucking 20 questions. It's guess.
Just wink in the camera, even if it is.
I'm doing no such thing. I want a fair game. If anyone's just tuning in now, we're guessing which player in the Premier League has the most offsides.
Anyone just tuning in now? Martinelli.
It's not Martinelli, no.
Saka.
It's not Saka.
Havertz.
That is correct, Drew Smith. Havertz.
See you later.
Well
Should have picked
done.
a Chelsea player. You knew it.
Thank
you very much. That's the end of the game.
He's got 25 offsides, Havertz. Second to Havertz is Brentford's Ivan Toney, who comes in at 20.
Lovely.
I bet he's fuming. Who's the least?
Well, I was just going to say,
there's loads on 0, obviously, isn't there?
For Manchester
Fucking
United,
David De Gea by any chance?
for Manchester United,
Who's the least?
it's not Marcus
Probably
Rashford.
the dozens of goalkeepers and defenders that have never been offside once.
Who is it? Who's the most for United?
The most for United is Bruno Fernandes
Yeah, that surprises me.
with 12.
Thank you. No further questions at this time.
I wonder who the most offside player is of all time, Ethan. If you get that up, that'd be good.
Okay, I'll have a look.
Fucking hell. Oh,
It's going to be someone that's played. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ronaldo, you know.
Yeah, not like in the world. Put in the Premier League.
Oh, well, no then.
You don't want the world, do you? Go on, Garnacho.
Well, I have that stat available from wherever the Premier League documents all these stats all together. Would you like to take a guess at who is
The most offside player in the history of the Premier League.
with 328 offsides recorded?
So it's got to be someone that's played a lot of
It's a
games.
striker.
I think it... What strikers play them? It could be Shearer, couldn't it?
Alan Shearer.
It's not Alan Shearer.
Andy Cole.
It's not Andy Cole.
Aguero.
It's not Aguero.
Is it a striker?
It's a striker.
What years were they active?
Oof,
Don't
quite
worry
a
about
lot of years.
Garnacho's down hurt here, by the way.
Drogba.
Omri.
It's not Drogba nor Henry.
Wayne Rooney.
It's Wayne Rooney comes in at 15.
Wow.
Joint with Theo Walcott, who's on the pitch today.
Garnacho looks really injured.
He
doesn't
does, yeah. He's really
hell.
hurt him here.
Unless he's gone down and he just thinks, fuck it, I'm going to stay down.
But obviously, a tackle that injures someone doesn't count as dangerous, weirdly. Because winning the ball, but then injuring the player afterwards, is only a red card when a United player does it. The most offside player in Premier League history. Get your thoughts in the comments.
And don't Google it. No, don't look. You're cheating.
I'm not cheating. I'm
Yeah,
looking at people's comments.
So clever in the comments, they'll tell you.
People talking about ACLs, but there doesn't seem to be any attention being made to his knee. I think it looks like shin and ankle. He's sitting up, Garnacho, which is a good start. Peter Crouch?
It's not Peter Crouch.
Defoe.
Defoe comes in at number 2.
Defoe was a great shout there.
Jermaine, no.
314.
Robbie Keane.
It's not Robbie Keane.
Michael Owen.
It's not Michael Owen.
This is killing me now. This is doing my head in. Adebayor.
It is Emmanuel Adebayo. Very, very
People
good
have
shout.
Googled it in the comments, haven't they?
You're cheating, you.
I'm not cheating. It's
We
people in the
never got
comments.
Adebayor.
I'm reading comments out.
Yeah, the comments happened to you right on the quiz we're playing.
Yeah, but what do you think I get for that? Do you think I've just won 50 grand or something?
No, well,
You're acting like I get to go away with the car.
Pride.
You didn't start with any pride, man.
What? Who's second?
We know already. Jermaine Defoe, he's just said that.
Who's third?
At least I listen. I might read comments, but I listen.
Third is Darren Bent. Fourth,
Darren
Jamie Vardy. Fifth is Man United's Dimitar Berbatov. Obviously played for other clubs as well.
Interesting that.
Christian
Surprisingly,
Benteke
then,
behind him.
it doesn't seem to be a matter of whether it's a fast or slow player, or a player that sort of thrives on and in behind. Because Defoe was good at that, but Berbatov wasn't really a sort of counter-attacking last line kind of player, was he?
No.
Well done, Martinez. Well done. Great pass there from Wan-Bissaka.
So have we currently got 9 men on the pitch now, or is Garnacho back on?
No, I think we've got 9.
Great. Just gotta ride it out.
Nope,
Fuck
not
off.
a foul. Not a
Fuck
foul.
off.
Go on then, Scott.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, United playing with 9 men at the moment, which is exactly the sort of the best number of men to be playing with if you want to win a game of football. He's back on now, Garnacho. Are you eating your bogies?
No.
Okay, good.
I probably do that mainly in the car.
Do you?
No, I just flick them.
Do you ever eat them?
Not since I was about 8.
Yeah.
There was bogey flavoured ice cream once at the place I went to.
Did you eat it?
No,
Have you ever seen Nathan For You?
I went for Raspberry Ripple.
Have you ever seen Nathan For You?
Nathan for me.
Nathan For You, it's called.
Who is it?
It's a TV show where this guy called Nathan Fielder goes around failing businesses and gives them sort of weird ideas to kind of bring the business back. And one of them is a frozen yogurt shop, and he says we need to bring customers back in by creating a sort of media storm around one of your ice creams. So they come up with a poo flavoured ice cream.
Oh God, what the fuck are you doing?
And they sell it to get people in to do it. But it's really good. It's funny. You'd like it, actually.
What flavour ice cream would you create to sort of cause a stir?
I think there's a few flavours that are underrepresented in the world.
What?
I think a cinnamon ice cream would be lovely, and you never see that anywhere.
That's true, yeah.
What?
That's just quite lovely. It's
Goal
a bit
alert.
like- no, sorry. Do you know that that Indian ice cream? That's quite similar to it, Joe.
Yeah, quite spiced. Yeah, we had that in
like a
Blunderbuss,
chai.
didn't we? Play on.
So
Inside.
To create a media storm, you're
Yeah.
just going to make a flavour that's going to be quite nice.
Wow, that is a great pass from Scott McTominay
Unbelievable,
there.
by the way.
Amazing.
Come on, play. Come on, play.
Come on, play.
He's getting fucking battered there.
Brilliant. He's done so well there. Wan-Bissaka. Bruno's
So-
on the edge of the box.
Oh, Wan-Bissaka. Go on! Oh!
Oh, I thought I was going to Rashford there.
Shoot!
Come on, Bruno, clip it.
Oh!
Oh, the toe there that keeps it away from
Oh,
Rashford.
don't misplace that.
Come on now. Come on. Good bit of pressure here from United. Pellistri did so well in the
Did
corner
so
there,
well.
didn't he? Jesus.
Goal alert, goal alert.
No, stop saying that. Come on, ref.
Oh, fucking
Counter-attacking
hell.
there.
Hey!
United ball.
Not long left now.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
And it's
The time is way out. If we can
all...
change that at some point. We're actually on 86 minutes, 2 seconds here. For those that are watching at home.
Yeah. I'm on 93 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
mentally.
2-1. What does 93 minutes mentally mean?
You ready for full time?
Oh, no, I'm ready. I think we've got one more chance in this.
I hope so. Come
Do
on.
you ever envision a year where Garnacho and Pellistri are our main strikers? Or main attacking? Or what the fuck's there another ball doing on the pitch?
Now.
Why is there another ball on the pitch?
Yeah, stop, ref.
Who fucking threw that on?
Frustrating, this, isn't it? Maguire warming up.
Okay, what have we done there?
He's just practicing defending. That's what you're doing. It getting your hands and knees, let the ball hit your arm. No penalty. What was that?
I'm just fuming.
Definitely some fumes going on. Yeah, I can smell the fumes. Go on, Luke. Well done.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Scott. Keep the ball. Yes. Great
Oh, he's
turn,
done
Scott
really
McTominay.
well there, Scott.
Yeah, he's done really
You're making yourself proud.
What? Come on. Well done. Throw into United. McTominay's looked really good last 10 minutes or so, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's looked
Done a
like
lot
he's
of
up
good
for the
things.
battle.
United sort of playing with no striker at the minute. We're playing with 2 wingers and no striker. Well done.
Yeah, and it's odd, isn't it, that?
Yeah,
Shit, the bed.
they're coming forward here.
Come on,
now,
Garnacho,
Southampton.
get into him.
Sort of a 3-on-1 here.
Oh,
Pulled it back. Comfortable there for
fucking
Luke Shaw. Well done, Bruno. Great turn. Play him.
Go, Garnacho. This is
Here
your
we go.
moment, mate. This is your moment. Oof. Fucking hell, that looks a bit harsh, wasn't it?
Cruncher, that, wasn't it?
That was a cruncher.
Fucking hell, end to end this.
They're going to be fucking knackered, United
know.
players.
I know.
We didn't need this.
No. Sprinting up and down the pitch for the last 20 minutes.
I suppose we got 4 days
Shame
now.
they're Garnacho, innit? Just needs to keep the ball a bit better.
Yeah, but...
Not have many, opportunities like that. Well, they've just got stretched Southampton. I don't know why I always do that, because it's Saints and Spurs. That's why it's confused my brain.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. I think I did it. Just explain it just before you asked. Come on! 5 minutes left. Just into the 89th now. They'll probably give 1 minute fucking stoppage time again now, won't they?
It's actually not. Well, Garnacho injury has been the most. They just guess, don't they? Just stick 3 minutes up, don't they?
Yeah. And they always give more at the end of the game than at half time, no matter what the sort of goal situation is.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
And yet we conceded 6 goals in the second half against Liverpool, and it was 3 minute stoppage time. How's that a thing?
I think we were thankful for that.
Yeah, I was, but it doesn't make sense, does it? Is it just, can the ref just decide to make it shorter because he feels sorry for someone? That doesn't seem fair, does it?
Oh, fucking hell. It's a disappointment, this.
Yeah. Fred and McTominay. No, not McTominay. Fred and Maguire coming on.
Fred and Maguire for
Martinez off.
Who else is off?
I'm going to guess Bruno.
Garnacho's
off, yeah. Maybe his ankle.
Oh, he's just come on.
But if he's injured, then it don't really matter how long he's been on for, does it?
Injured, does he? I think it's more of a... do you think they're just going to go for the 0-0 here?
I don't know.
He's not happy about coming off.
No.
He's fuming there, Joe.
Good.
He's like, I'm not injured.
Fiorentina, come on. 4 minutes. Somehow 4 minutes. Explain that to me.
He's like, I could have made an impact there.
We had a red card in the first half and there was 1 minute with VAR everywhere. Then we've had nothing in the second half and it's 4.
Do you remember the time where the refs just decided that every single World Cup game was going to get extended by half an hour?
That was good, wasn't it? Well, there's
and
like
then,
12
and then
minutes.
It's just completely
8
disappeared.
minutes.
That.
Yeah. Just because they wanted drama at the World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Southampton counter-attacking here.
Get in there!
Well done, Luke. Come on, Fred.
Well in.
Great tackle, Fred. And just fucking passed the ball straight away. That's a foul.
It's 1 in, 1 out with Fred, isn't it? One great little move, then one shitter. One great, one shitter.
He'll win it back and then pass it away.
Great shit, great shit, great shit, great shit.
I've heard you whispering that when you're in the toilet before. What's that about?
High five myself.
Come on. 2.5. Well,
it's like fucking brothers, them two. Bruno and the Southampton manager having a little conversation.
Come on. I don't want to see him for fucking 2 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Maybe the camera's... Maybe leave
I don't care.
People alone.
What?
Maybe they're talking about him. And
don't care.
We can't hear him.
Don't care. I don't want to see him.
Why?
I want to see the game.
Nothing's happened.
Might as well just put a game of fucking episode of Coronation Street on then if it's going to end 0-0. You're right. Why don't we just play a film if it's going to be 0-0?
What, they might be going, oh, there's the Southampton manager, yeah, he's good, he's, what a good result for him. And you're fuming.
Just let him when they show.
What's up?
Are you watching the game? Are you here?
I am. I'm watching the game.
Does it not
I'm
annoy you
annoyed by it as
slightly?
well. I'm not annoyed by the Southampton manager.
It always annoys me though. It's not just this. I don't like it when we spend ages with the camera staring at the dugout or the bench or the whatever. It pisses me off. Corner to Southampton. I don't see us making another chance now, do you? I think this will be it.
This is it. We've just got to hold on for a draw. I feel like this is going to be like one of the last big opportunities now. What a good result. If it just stays this way. Sorry about that.
Corner.
Go on, get the ball out. Good
headed away by McTominay.
Go on, Plestri. Fucking do something.
Needs to get it back first. Crossed in.
Nodded on. Oh, where the fuck's he come from? Jesus.
Goal kick.
Was it offside?
I guess so.
Oh my god, he just
fucking ran back on the pitch to lay down, the dickhead. I reckon you should get booked for that. If you're off the pitch and you're injured, stay off the pitch.
A guy I knew in the pub last night.
Look at him. I can't get up, dead. Can't get up, I've died.
Was sitting down on Christmas Day, right? A guy in the pub last night told me he was sitting down on Christmas Day, you know, when there's not enough chairs around for everyone, and he stood up after about an hour straight away to go to get another drink. His legs were completely dead and he fell into a side table and broke 4 ribs on Christmas Day.
Why were they having ribs for dinner on Christmas Day? That's my question.
Turkey ribs. Never had a turkey rib. I got offered at a carvery the other day. Do you want the turkey wing?
Oh dear, no. Too big, that. Have you seen them?
I said I'll have it. I'll have a bit.
They're big, aren't they?
Not too big.
Southampton player just wasting time here, trying to get to the full time. Just absolutely taking the piss. It should be another minute and a half stoppage time here, because I think it was 92 minutes 30 or 92:40 when he went down.
Yeah. Oh, he is taking the piss.
Yeah, of course he is. He's fine.
It's so funny that he ran back on the pitch.
He could barely stand up. He was running fine. Then he collapsed. Now he's jogging, limping.
Could you do a good fake injury?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd do that.
What a dance.
One of them, like my arms broke. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? Stitch.
Oh
yeah, dazed. I like dazed.
Yeah.
Come on, we've probably got one more minute here.
Nah, the referee doesn't want us to do anything. He's going to blow, and oh my god.
Everyone broke his neck heading that then, didn't it? Come on, push up.
How many? We don't look like we want to fucking score.
It's hard though, isn't it?
What, to score?
We got 10 men.
No, I mean like...
Do more there. Come on.
Put it in.
Awful
Oh,
from
that
Fred
was a
there.
fucking
Absolutely shocking. I think Southampton can counter-attack now. Fucking Fred, honestly.
Oh, that was bad. Sean just fucking kicking his ankles. Oh, I bet you go, yeah, red card out, ref.
Fred is just the last person you want in that situation here. When you need a quality ball under pressure. Fuck me. Literally just the ball just dribbled across the floor.
There's a Southampton manager again. Fuming.
Good to see. I wish we could just have the game, just the camera on him for 90 minutes instead, ideally.
Do you think there is just a camera just solely for him? There's one just for Ten Hag, surely. Cut to Ten Hag? Gotta be.
Free kick to Southampton, headed away by Maguire, and that's going to be full time. Manchester United 0, Southampton 0.
God, what a United, bad day in the office.
I think I would say Costa a chance at winning that game by a shocking red card in my view, but you think it maybe was...
No, I don't.
A bit closer than that.
I think it was a bit closer. I understand the yellow card. I don't understand the red, and I don't understand why we didn't get a penalty in the first half either. So I think we've been let down by circumstances and moments that happened in the first half. The second half was just quite an alright game of football, but everyone ran out of steam in the last 10 minutes. There was a real nice peak period where it was going back and forth, but a defeat would have been really bad today. A draw feels not a good result, an okay result, a solid 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's all skewed in it by the red card, because once that happens, a draw against anyone isn't the worst result ever, is it? But it's a shame. I feel like United, we'll get into it in the review in a few minutes, but I feel like United kind of let that red card make us play in a way that was always going to be difficult to score. I think we got a bit desperate after that happened and never really controlled the game or really made any attempt to do that. But we'll come back in a few minutes with the full review. Get your thoughts in the comments below and stay where you are. We're going to be redirected to the review, correct? You'll be redirected to the review automatically. We'll go through the game. We'll go through those decisions most importantly, because I think that's where the game was decided today. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you check out the Sloppy Joe's podcast where Joe McGrath is found. Any good? Is it good?
It's really good, yeah. Episodes out every Tuesday and Friday.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.